Hello, is anyone there? I don't know if it's doing the 2 minutes countdown before the stream starts or not. So just going to check my channel. If we are on live, just someone. Oh, thank you for saying we're live, John. That's great to have. Welcome to 12 Streams of Christmas. This is the food and drink special. I chose this one because that I know there's at least 3 chefs that are in the YouTube retro gaming community. One of them is quite busy, so unfortunately won't be able to make it tonight. One is trying to log in. I don't know why I'm getting a spinning wheel, and now he's disappeared. And one is going to be slightly late. So we're off to a great start already. I'm going to try and add. For some reason, my computer's decided to do a load of updates in the background. So how are you guys all doing? Hope you're all set for Christmas. While I try and get my one of my chefs in. He's not doing too well, so it's going to be a great stream. So is everyone set for Christmas? Has everyone got their Christmas food and drinks in already, or are you going to leave it till the last minute? Just see if you can bang something in the comments. So just to fill out time. And until my chefs appear. And my wife's decided to log on as well. I might boot her out of the chat in a minute. These chefs on board yet at the moment because one's trying to log in, one can't make it, and one is going to be a bit late. So not a good start. So I'll try and fill because I'm not a chef. So some of the questions I've had for some of these chefs tonight is I'm going to try and add them again while I'm talking. I'll just go through them now. Some things I wanted to understand or wanted to know is as 3 of them being chefs, they must be cooking Christmas dinner on multiple days. And what do they do on Christmas Day? Are they sick of seeing Christmas dinner? Do they want to do something different? Does someone else cook for them? So I think I've got Billy on, but he's muted. If Billy, you can unmute yourself, that'd be great. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do for Christmas Day. Do they cook for themselves? Do they get someone else to cook? Do they go out for a meal because they're bored of Christmas dinner? I don't know, but hopefully I can get some chefs on and chat because oh, and I've disappeared again. So I'm on my own again. Is there anyone else with a better connection that wants to jump on and talk about Christmas food? So I'm going to try and add Billy again. I will drop a link in the description, see if anyone wants to go on. Billy, if you're on, you're still muted, mate. So yeah, so some of the other questions I've had is Billy's gone again. What do they normally eat for Christmas? So is it turkey? Is it duck? Is it something completely different? That'd be interesting to see from a chef's point of view. Do they do something completely different? Also, is there any traditions they do have over Christmas? So do they always do duck? Do they always have 3 courses? Do they have soup? Whatever they do. And I wanted to get their favourite drinks and sort of any tips for cooking Christmas dinner. What do they do differently? What can they teach us? Because basically that's their job, that's their lifestyle. their life. So they must be able to give us some tips if I can get any of them to come on. And lastly, what's their favourite things to make at Christmas? I mean, they must be doing it day after day after day, so it'd be quite interesting to see what they want to do. So if I can get someone on to chat to, that'd be great. So Lee, the retro chef, he is flat out busy and won't be able to make it. He did send his apologies, so that's understandable. It's that time of year that people aren't going to be available. So I've got Billy, if I can get him to come on. I'm going to try and add him again. And James, Gamezone Birdroom, is going to come on. He has said that he's going to be slightly late, so that'd be interesting. Billy, you're still muted. I don't know if I can unmute you. No, I can't. But yes, you're in the chat, but muted if you can unmute yourself. There's my wife. Pigs in blankets by the truckload. That's something we always struggle to find at Christmas. So she'd gone out and bought a truckload to put in the freezer just before Christmas, and unbeknown, I didn't know she'd done that, and I'd gone out and bought a truckload as well just before Christmas. So we've got a freezer full of pigs in blankets now. So I know what I'll be eating over the Christmas period. My own weight in Christmas blankets. Rush tends to eat as much as he can. Yep. Chicken in blankets for sale. I've not seen that before. It's a shortage of pigs. Well, yeah. I don't know. I was discussing this with my son yesterday. Is why would you get part of a pig and then wrap it in another part of a pig? I don't know. But chicken in blanket, is that pigs? Is that bacon around the chicken, or is that something else around the chicken? Russ, do you know? It'd be quite interesting. Right. Okay. Well, it's Asda. Asda, I got them from. So if you got an Asda near you, they might have a few left. But yeah, I tried to get them early this year because we always struggle to get them towards the end of December. So yeah, I saw the Subway advert as well in the window. I think they do a foot-long picking blanket as well. I've seen in a baguette. I've not tried it, but it's 2 doors down from my nearest CX, so that's why I've seen it there. So quite interesting. So it's bacon around a chicken. I didn't know if they'd put some sort of chicken skin around a chicken and called it a chicken in a blanket or what it was, Russ. I'm sure there's probably some sort of vegan-friendly version. If we get a vegan on, we can tell us what they do. Chicken sausage. Oh, I've not tried a chicken sausage. No, that sounds awful. No, no, that's definitely not something. And I don't know why chicken. Surely you'd have turkey at this time of year, not chicken. So why isn't it turkey in a blanket? I don't know. Yeah, well, as I said, one of them can't make it. He's flat out busy, so he did send his apologies. James Gamezone Birdroom's going to be slightly late, and Billy is struggling to get on, and I don't know why. But yes, I did bring a chef's hat, so we could try and have 3 chefs, but I didn't appreciate it doesn't fit on with my headphones. So yeah, that was not good timing. But yes, I'm going to struggle to get someone on here. Just let me. Put my wife on a timeout so she doesn't comment anymore. We've got. Hey, we've got someone to come on. It's not mine, at least. I was struggling talking to myself for that long. I'm not used to that.
How do?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, Not too bad.
Bit of a last minute thing. So yes, I did originally have the idea of trying to get 3 chefs on all at the same time. I thought it'd be quite interesting to see what their dishes were and what they did over Christmas period, because they must be bored of cooking Christmas dinner over the whole of December. And do they go out for dinner and stuff like that? But yeah, I understood it was going to be a busy time of year for the 3 guys. And Lee, sort of a couple of days ago, said, "Look, I'm not going to be able to make it. We're fully booked out. I know it's a Saturday night, so it's understandable." James said he texted me, said he's going to be slightly late. And Billy, who's been up for this all week, can't get on for some reason.
Bastards.
Yeah, he did have trouble the other day trying to get on then, and but we seemed to figure it out in the end. So, what you're a vegan, aren't you, or a vegetarian?
Oh, yeah, I am.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
guess. So I'm going to show my ignorance now. Is it just nut roasts?
No, I'm not really into that.
No.
Nah. Well, you know what? Like the meat part of a roast isn't never my favorite anyway. Like when I have Christmas dinner, like I'm not like, oh, I can't wait to have turkey. Do you know what I mean? But we've got some Wellington thing.
Oh, right, yeah.
It looks pretty nice, but I mean, I'd be just as happy with just the veg and the roasties and all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, my wife insists on turkey. I'm not the greatest turkey fan, so I think there's more taste in a chicken, to be honest. But
yeah,
keeps her happy. But
it's weird because like everybody has it at Christmas, but it's obviously not good enough to have any other time in the year. Do you know what I mean? No one has it.
Oh yeah. I don't understand that. And then people that go for the 3 bird roasts and the 5 bird roasts, I don't understand that. Why would you want to do that? Doesn't seem right. So
I know my missus' mum always has like a bit of gammon. Like I used to like gammon.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice.
Yeah. It's definitely up for
oh yeah, love a bit. James knows I love a bit of man meat, obviously.
Yeah. So
hey, there he is.
Wise, he's trying again.
Oh, Christmas drink.
Christmas drink. Well, we can all get into that, can't we?
Yeah.
So is it? Do you have anything different over Christmas that you don't normally drink during the year, or is it you just
like mold stuff? I normally have in winter. You know, not necessarily at Christmas. Like normally, well, for the past probably 20 Christmases, I've not drunk anything.
Wow.
But this year we're going to be hosting, so I'll probably have a bit. So I've got a really nice Riesling Auslese that I'm going to put in the fridge, which is like a sort of on the sweet side white wine.
Yeah.
And then I've got some mulled wine and mulled cider and stuff. I do like a bit of that.
Cool. I'm not a fan of the mulled wine. Cider I've not been able to touch since I was 16. Bad experiences.
I hear you there.
But yeah, no, it's not. I don't normally. Obviously, beer normally. Christmas, we do get some wine in, but that's no different to any other year. But wife insists on champagne for Christmas dinner, and I don't know why.
I don't like champagne. We got a ton of champagne in the house because I kind of work in the wine trade, sort of. So people just send us champagne. So we've got like years worth of champagne, and every Christmas I just try and give it away because I don't like it. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Seb?
How's it going?
Yeah, not bad.
All right.
How you guys doing? Yeah, just first time kind of jumping into a live, so I was watching you guys while I was trying to jump in.
That's good to have you on.
Yeah, thanks very much. How you doing, Pete?
Good, man. Yeah, pretty good.
So
you're Canada, right? I'm gonna say
that's right, Toronto.
Just make sure. Just gonna make
Toronto,
sure.
yeah. It's completely madness outside. You should see it. Hold on. I remember in 2018 when I was in Birmingham, there was a little bit of snow, and you guys they shut down the whole city.
Wow.
It's
we
completely madness out there.
Don't cope well with snow here. It just.
Well, if I could escape, I would.
How you doing, Steve?
Hey guys, you all right?
Yeah, not too bad.
All right, Steve.
So
You
I
all
did
right,
have some questions. Did have some questions for the chefs that I can put to you guys. So what do you normally do for Christmas dinner? I mean, do you guys go out? Do you have family around? Do you just have it quiet on your own, or what do you do? Do you cook? Does your other half cook, or what sort of things do you do? I'll go to
Get pissed
pizza.
normally.
Normal day.
No,
Normal day. Well,
Fuck me.
obviously we have family round on Christmas Day, so we alternate it between my wife's family and my family. So my wife likes to cook and have people round, so I just let her get on with it, and I just look after the drink sort of thing, side of the thing. So make sure everyone's hydrated. But
yeah,
that's what we
I
try
go
to
and
do.
visit my parents actually on Christmas Day, so to drive back up north to visit those guys. Which, to be fair, it does mean a lot these days with the world as it is now. It's yeah, I've seen them once in this last year. I've only seen them once, so it mean a lot to see them again, and that'll be really good. And it'll only be the three of us for Christmas dinner. But then I'll stay for a week, and I'll go out with a few of my old friends, stuff like that, and I'll see a lot of other people while I'm up there. So it is like a proper Christmas sort of holiday for me every year, really. Last year was a bit shit because you're only allowed to stay for 1 or 2 days, I think, from memory. Unless you couldn't have parties or household mixing unless you were in government, could you?
Yeah.
But so I won't get too political on that.
We were quite lucky down south. They didn't put us into lockdown until the Boxing Day, so we managed to have Christmas dinner, and then it was full lockdown after that.
Whereabouts are you, Steve?
Southampton. So.
Oh, okay.
You couldn't get much further south, could you? Really?
No. There's a couple of tubers just slightly more south, but yeah. I think Gamezone Birdroom was on the Isle of Wight, just below me, but and I think you've got Woolly Weevil and Bahaha that are just slightly more south on the in Bournemouth area.
Have we got no YouTubers in the Scilly Isles then?
Possibly, not that I know of. But...
We've got a lot of silly YouTubers, haven't we? But maybe not.
Yeah.
So, what do you kind of do then, Seb, for Christmas time?
So, I come from an Italian and German background. So, and I'm Catholic. My family's Catholic. So we have fish as a Christmas dinner for Christmas Eve. And generally, we are with both sides of the family, which the table seats around 80 people. But ever since COVID, we've had to stop that. So for the last kind of year and a half, it's just I visit my father, who's about an hour away. So I'll visit my father. My mom will be there. And then we'll have like a Skype chat or a Zoom chat with my sister, who's been in Dubai for the last 10 years. And we just have a normal dinner, pasta, fish, some wine. And then usually Christmas Day, I reserve that for the day to find my lady friend and kiss under the mistletoe.
Nice.
And a bit more than kissing by the sounds of it. Is that what you call a Christmas goosing, is it?
Plenty of stuffing.
Yeah,
that's it.
see the retro bearers, and I find these absolutely disgusting. The idea of these, it's done it in a bit of jest, but a 5-bird roast. I mean, I know Aldi in the UK. I've been around Aldi, and they actually do a 3-bird roast. And I just find the whole thought of different animals inside each other just disgusting.
Yeah, I don't get that myself. I don't understand why you would want that. It's got to be some sort of tradition somewhere, but I just don't understand.
I don't know. What, in Henry VIII's court or something, maybe.
Possibly, yeah. I'm sure Russ is going to enlighten us in a minute why. So Boxing Day, it's normally just sort of veg out and leftovers, then, is it? Or do you guys do something special for Boxing Day or nothing?
Well, in Canada, it's huge. It'll be complete madness. I will be joining in the madness. Looking to there's several game shops that are around that will do like Boxing Day sales. So typically, since I've been collecting, I've noticed that the best thing for me would be to kind of get everyone's Christmas presents in like October, so I can save a couple $100 for Boxing Day and just completely spend on a lot of stuff that I've always kind of wanted for the year. So yeah, so Boxing Day is pretty huge here. A lot of traffic, but it's exciting. But for particular Boxing Day, I remember when I was in England, it was still a kind of day to celebrate with family, right? In UK, you still celebrate with family. You're not into shopping.
It's a bit of both, really. A lot of shops do start their January sales straight away now in January and open, but it's not all shops, so it's a bit hit and miss. But again, it is like a second Christmas Day in the UK, really.
We used to always like have a day for all our friends, and we'd host a day at our house, with all our friends. But obviously, last couple of years that hasn't happened. But
yeah, I think the leftover meal that some people have is they'll have a turkey curry because they'll use the turkey that's not been used and they'll whack it into a curry.
I kind of like having like a buffet on Boxing Day,
Nice. Is that just the plants in the corner, Pete?
Yeah, it's basically we just go and mow the lawn and we just put it on plates.
Yeah, that's kind of what we do. We have one set of parents around for Christmas Day. We go and visit the other set of parents for Boxing Day, and they normally put a spread out of whatever foods is around, and it's normally way too much food. So I remember as a child, my mother said I would eat non-stop all day and only stop for a 5-minute rest to have a lie down, and then just straight into it again. I don't know why, but yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it just seems madness that we just gorge ourselves silly for a couple of days, and then it's all in the new year. We're all joining gyms and exercising for a month, and then don't use the gym membership again.
Speak for yourself.
Do you guys? I can't remember, but is eggnog a big thing in UK?
No. Never seen it over here.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's big over here.
Snowballs is probably the equivalent over here, isn't it? Christmassy drink.
Aren't speedballs quite popular around your way, Steve?
Speedball? No, back in the 90s, maybe, eh? Yeah.
That'd be a hell of a Christmas, Boxing Day, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah. It's gone to a bit harder stuff these days, hasn't it? Like crack.
Yeah, or synthetic heroin and what have you.
Yeah.
Very festive.
One.
You get like a special syringe with some tinsel around it.
Oh dear. So we're lowering the tone of your stream here, Steve. I do apologise.
That's fine. I've got someone to talk to. Is the main thing. So James has just texted me. He's just setting up to come on as well. So, so Russ put cheese and pineapple hedgehogs. I'm quite a fan of those myself, but it wasn't until at my current job someone's referred to them as a party porcupine. I've never heard of that saying before. Isn't no one else?
I don't get that pineapple thing with cheese.
It's quite nice.
Yeah. It's like pineapple on pizza, isn't it? You know, either love it or hate it.
Well, we got half Italian in the stream. He probably is not impressed by pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, he's really angry now.
Yeah.
We had our Christmas do last week. So we went to it's called it's like a crazy golf place indoors, and you get a meal, you get like a buffet, and the buffet was and if you're Italian, mate, cover your ears. It was turkey and cranberry sauce, pizza.
Oh no.
Right, we've got a chef.
Hello.
Hello all.
Oh, he's not on mute. Right, mate.
Yeah, not too bad, guys.
Yeah, have you been cooking turkey and cranberry pizza then for anyone?
Not in that order, no. But
Not in that order.
I will be cooking most of that stuff soon, though.
So are you the cook on Christmas Day, or do you leave it to your lovely wife?
I'm cooking at work Christmas Day.
Oh wow. Yeah.
No rest for the wicked, eh, mate?
No, definitely not, mate. Definitely not.
So do you come home and cook Christmas dinner again then, or you?
No,
you've had
fuck
enough
that.
of it?
He doesn't cook when it's not Christmas.
All right.
Burn.
All right.
Oh dear.
Look what you started, Steve. Look what you started.
Oh dear. So
I've been having a bit of banter with you, James, haven't I? Over putting some of your
Yeah, I know
parrots on
you really
Christmas
want to
dinner.
cook my parrots for some reason. What have they ever done to you, Steve?
Be a nice alternative, wouldn't it, on the sort of roast dinner plate there?
Parrots are supposed to be very greasy
Right.
and not very nice.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, so not that I've ever tasted one.
Times are hard, mate. You've got to.
But they do love chicken. They do love eggs. Very good for them.
Right. Cannibals, then, basically.
you're not going to use them and make a 5-bird roast then, James?
No, definitely. No, I love my parrot almost as much as my wife.
Hey,
Okay, the next thing I was going to say about roasts, then.
Yes, I do apologise for being late. I ain't known. I've not been home that long. Cleaning the birds out and everything. Oh,
there we go. Thought we'd lost you then for a second. So
Does the birds get a special meal for Christmas?
yeah, they have a roast dinner. They're they're my babies. They have to have a roast dinner. Dexter, my African grey, he loves roast potatoes.
Yeah, fair
do
play.
you put stockings up for all the animals at Christmas, and do they all get presents?
Yeah, of course we do.
So how many's that then? How many have you got?
Oh, shitloads now. too many to count. Too many to count. Well, I've got 5 birds, 3 dogs, and 2 cats.
Oh wow!
and me.
And and the missus.
That's a busy household you've got there, isn't it?
There it is.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a handful. That's
So
just the missus.
So how do the cats get on with the dogs, and how do the birds get on with the cats?
Well, the cats don't mess with the 2 big birds. Poor Felix has been bit on the head by one of them. Bless him, and he stays well clear of them. The dogs don't particularly like the cats, but they do like the birds.
There you go to the panel.
What?
Why the fuck do you want to cook a turkey in a microwave?
That's what you do in work, isn't it, James?
Well, no, it isn't.
Yeah.
I cook it right. I do.
You know what? I think I've done that before. I think it takes about 15 minutes.
15? No way. Really?
Oh,
It can't
Not
taste
food
nice,
poisoning.
can it? It must taste like shit.
That's just so wrong. That's just so wrong.
Call yourself an Italian. Oh my god.
So, does your wife cook Christmas Day then, James, or you go out, or you?
Yes, I do.
James, just put her on. We
You
don't
want to
need.
start in this stream?
Well, I was wondering when I was going to be asked.
I can see a bit of hair there.
So,
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, she does. To be fair, she does mainly the cooking at home.
Thank you.
I'm a bit of a lazy cunt when it comes to cooking at home.
To be fair though, if you're doing it all day, every day, you don't want to come home and do that again, do you?
Yeah, but then I say that about because I'm a nurse, I basically get paid to be nice to people.
But she doesn't want to look after me.
Yeah.
It's nice, isn't it?
yeah, well, I don't know. So you don't fancy cooking an extra couple on Christmas Day and then plating them up and taking them home then, or that's not
Good idea.
Nah, well, nah.
no.
Nice.
So,
it's nice to get home and have a nice hot meal waiting for me.
Yes.
It's one of those things that make you feel like a man, doesn't it?
Yeah. A man
So,
with huge grapefruits, as Vince McMahon would say.
So you're a traditional turkey man as well, James, or you have something different?
You know what? I don't really like turkey. I will eat it, but I would prefer to have like a nice roast lamb for a Christmas dinner. I love lamb.
I don't understand why we have to have turkey on Christmas Day. Chicken's nicer. Why? I'd rather have roast beef. I'd rather have roast beef, to be honest. But
yeah, roast. But you can't beat beef or lamb.
No, and I don't understand this fascination with having turkey. It's terrible.
Out turkeys.
Apparently it's a recent thing in the UK anyway, turkey, isn't it? Used to be a goose back in the day.
Oh no. Very greasy.
Doesn't sound any more appetizing, does it?
Nah, lamb's any time. I fucking love lamb.
Lamb is very good.
Yeah.
I'm a T-Rex. I'm a meat eater. I love me meat.
Yeah.
I'm sure Pete don't want to hear that though.
Oh, I ate meat for 37 years, mate. I'm all right. Don't worry.
So, Christmas dinner aside, what sort of other foods do you have around? I mean, obviously, there's going to be chocolates and stuff like that. This is what sort of things are a must that you've got to go and buy?
Do love the sort of the evening buffet. You know, with all your sort of favourites, sort of cocktail sausages, sausage rolls, brie bites. You know, I do love the old buffet food. You can just pig out.
Cheese board out.
Yeah, lovely.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Lovely spread.
Oh, yeah. That's
little Mr. Kipling cakes, festive little Christmas cakes, mini rolls. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I just love food. That's why I'm fat.
You're starting to sound like Bernard Matthews saying beautiful.
I always make a batch of homemade shortbread every Christmas.
Oh, lovely.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I might have to get the wife onto making some shortbread over Christmas.
I'll give you the recipe if you want. It's easy peasy.
Oh, she's still watching, so she's. I've just dropped that hint to her.
Nice.
Even though I timed her out once, but So I'm definitely a cheese board person over the Christmas period. Some nice wines and some whiskies in the evening. Fall asleep in front of the Queen's speech. Yeah. It's mainly nowadays for the kids, so
is she going to do a Queen's speech this year? She's practically fucking dead, isn't she?
Well, she has...
she's slightly breathing.
Well, she hasn't been singing for weeks, has she?
And she does her hand, doesn't she?
No, she hasn't been singing for weeks, has she?
No.
Well, Jem, what are you doing down there? Fucking animals.
So Chef's saying it's not good enough you're buying in. Sorry, Chef. Russ is saying it's not good enough you're buying in food you should be making yourself. Or
Well, no, he says he's buying it in.
Oh, he's buying it in. Sorry.
I mean, to be
Oh,
fair,
Not good enough to make my own food.
a lot of the stuff you can buy in now is a lot of it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
they've got a lot better. They've got a lot better.
So we make absolutely everything. Like we make the red cabbage, we'll make the stuffing, everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Is that all on the day, Pete, or was that?
Well, I'm probably going to make my red cabbage the day before, and we might do a couple of other little bits the day before, and then do the rest in the morning. Yeah, but Mrs. and I both cook, so we can kind of tag team it. It's not too bad.
A nut roast or something.
Nah, Steve asked me that, but I don't like nut roasts. They're fucking disgusting. We've got like a Wellington thing, fake
Sounds
Wellington.
A bit rude as well, doesn't it? A nut roast, if we're being honest.
What's that?
Sounds a bit rude.
Yeah. Well, we're having one of them on Boxing Day.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's buying it in's convenient. You're very busy on Christmas days with kids and family and stuff, and trying to prepare food and stuff like that. I can understand why you'd buy it in.
What do you get?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Chicken
especially if you have kids.
Oh god, yeah. You don't get 5 minutes peace with kids. So.
Yeah.
I mean, the food and the drink is just as important as being with your family and the gifts for Christmas. You know, it's a massive part of it. Yeah, especially in my job where it's going to be another year where the residents won't see their family, so they're really looking forward to their Christmas dinner.
Well, what is it, mate? NHS, are you?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's an NHS care home.
Care home, right? Okay.
I thought they were allowed to see 1 or 2 people, or is Scotland slightly different?
Slightly different, yeah, up here.
It's much tighter up there, isn't it?
Yeah, Nicola rules with an iron fist.
Yeah, she does. Yeah,
sorry. Jimmy Cranky rules with an iron fist. Yeah.
Okay. So you're probably the only visitor they really get then.
Yeah, I will be dressed up in my Santa gear,
nice.
white cooking. I'll be all dressed up for them.
Oh, that's good.
What do you guys all?
Sorry, the presents. I received a lovely present from Inverness the other day. So thank you very much for that, James.
Who could that have been?
Well, it had dog wrapping paper, so it's either you or the wife. So.
One of your dogs been sending presents.
Yeah, he wrapped it up as well.
Wow.
Wrapped up and set fire to it on Steve's doorstep. Oh dear.
Sorry, you were going to say, Pete?
Oh, I was going to just ask what you guys will do for like pudding on or the dessert on Christmas, if at all.
So we normally have a traditional Christmas pudding, supermarket bought. We don't put any sixpence or anything in it, and we don't spend weeks on end feeding it with anything. But the kids aren't really into that, so they have the chocolate pudding type thing with the hot chocolate sauce over. So we normally have that, brandy butter, and thick cream. But I think this year we've got Bailey's cream coming for some reason. I don't know why. We've got a Bailey's cream. But yeah, that's what we normally have for Christmas dinner. And then if you still want more food after that, then it'll be sort of a cheese plate. And
do you have Bailey's on your cornflakes, do you, Steve, in the morning?
I'm not a Bailey's person. It's the wife who'll drink it like it's going out of fashion.
You can put Bailey's like in the freezer, and it makes like fucking pure Bailey's ice cream. You can just stick it in the freezer.
Wow.
I really hope she's not watching.
I I like a White Russian cocktail, and that's a nice. It's a creamy cocktail, like, you know, it's quite nice, but it's a bit more street cred than liking Bailey's, isn't it? You see.
So what the rest did you do for Christmas dessert? Is it just Christmas pudding, or is it something different?
For us, we usually just get a local bakery to make us a tiramisu cake. And then we get like a couple dozen cannolis. It's it's got the Italian flair and all that. So that's a lot of biscotti, stuff like that. Nothing kind of North American, I would say.
Okay. James, is it just Christmas pudding for you?
Or a bit of choice. So yeah, Christmas pudding or minced tart with cream.
Oh, minced tart, yeah.
Minced tart.
And then be like a trifle of an evening, a sherry trifle.
So what's a minced tart then? Is that just minced pie, but in tart form?
Oh yeah, sorry, I meant mince pie.
I thought you were getting all chefy on us then.
But yeah, I mean you can do a mince tart as well.
Yeah. I thought I'd do something I hadn't heard of then.
We all like a good tart, don't we, lads? So.
Also make a key lime pie as well for work.
Oh,
that'd be another dessert for them.
I do like a key lime pie, but I don't normally have it at Christmas.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's great.
Refreshing.
So any of you into cocktails over Christmas? Or... No cocktails over Christmas. It's just straight beer, wine, champagne,
cider, bit of fruit cider for me.
Fruit cider.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I might in the evening have a whiskey and a coffee or something like that. But yeah, no, it's sort of beer, wine, and whiskey in the evening.
I'm sure we'll drink plenty of coffee over Christmas as usual. We're big coffee drinkers. So,
well, yeah, it's normally, at least for me, it's putting presents out really late at night and then up the next morning at the crack of dawn because the kids are waking me up. So I don't get much sleep. Well, he's a very busy man over the so I sort of try and help him out.
Steve, he only works one day of the year.
Steve, do you want to pop the link into the chat again? Because there's a very talkative Brummie that might join us.
I was chatting to Pete this morning because, like, on the weekends when we get up, we just sit in the lounge because we don't have kids. We got a really great life. No offense to anyone with kids, but you know what I mean. We don't have to get up on the weekend, chill, put some records on, have a coffee. It's just such a nice weekend morning. Chatting, listening to some talking heads this morning.
The wife and I take it in turns to who gets up in the morning the weekend.
Oh, nice.
So I have Sunday, so I can watch Match of the Day, and she has Saturday morning. So yeah, it's the only way we're going to stay alive. So
yeah,
they're not quite at the age that they can go and fend for themselves yet, but soon enough. And well, I've put the link in, but Pedro's not popped on yet.
Let's see if he joins us then. Pedro, pop in, mate.
So, as you're still the only chef on, James, all these questions for you. Is there any sort of signature things you do over Christmas, or any tips you've got for cooking a good Christmas dinner? Anything like that? So
you want a chef to give out his secrets?
Well, mate, a tip then.
Everyone asks me at work. Go, oh, can I have that recipe? No, go away.
What's the secret to a good roast potato, James? That's what he's asking, really.
A good secret to a roast potato. So you literally want to part boil it, for about 10 minutes. So it's not too hard, not too soft. And then you want to. I always use butter, real butter. So you want to melt the butter into the the oven for a couple of minutes, so it's all nice and melted. Then you want to soak them potatoes really into it.
Mm.
So then after that, I sprinkle some salt and pepper over it, some seasoning, and then I get a little bit of garlic puree, which I'll rub into my hands all over the potatoes. And then I do a little bit of mixed herbs on top of them, and then pop them in for about, depending on how powerful your oven is. My oven at work is about an hour and a half.
Mm.
And nice and crispy on the outside, nice and soft on the inside.
Nice.
Do you rough them up after part boiling, or?
Yeah, you can give it a small little bash up, like, you know, give it a little bash.
That's good.
So yeah, that's how I cook my potatoes. I mean, one of the other best things is goose fat as well.
Mm.
To cook them in goose fat. But yeah, I always use butter. Like gives them a nice flavour to it.
You ever got to the situation where your wife's cooked your Christmas dinner and you go, well, I wouldn't have done it like that?
Actually, to be fair, my wife's a very good cook, and I know better as well. Yes, all right. I know better as well. Actually, when we first met and she found out I was a chef, she was shit scared to cook for me. I said, no, don't worry, I'll eat any old rubbish anyway. I'm not too fussed what I eat.
No, so you don't critique other people's foods then when you're.
No, I don't. No, you know, you can either cook or you can't really. So, you know, why should I criticise someone, you know, who may not be a very good cook? You know, they've tried their best.
Yeah, no, I normally go with they've cooked for me. I enjoy it. So, I mean, why would you? But,
you know, I'm no Gordon Ramsay. You know.
No. I don't know why I've got you on there.
Pedro's put in the comments he uses his baby gravy on his spuds. So, yeah.
Have you ever called anyone an idiot sandwich?
No.
No, I thought that was the most hilarious Gordon Ramsay bit, where you put two loaves of bread together towards someone's face and call them an idiot sandwich. No one ever seen that.
No, I've not seen that one. No. Look that up. He's an awful chef, though, Gordon Ramsay.
Imagine him to his wife on Christmas Day. It's fucking raw, you donkey.
You don't cook it like that. I told you.
I heard it. Heard him on radio.
Kitchen. Get out the fucking kitchen. I'm doing it.
I heard him on Radio 2 the other day, and someone interviewing him said, "Come, there must be some days where you don't want to cook and you've just done spaghetti hoops on toast for the kids." They wouldn't fucking do that. So he went right into one.
Oh, spaghetti hoops on toast, nice.
Yeah.
What's the matter with him? Bloody food snob. Not that I would tell him that.
No,
a lot of that's just a caricature for his television persona, to be honest with you. That's what I've heard anyway.
Yeah, definitely. And you can tell when he does the American ones, he does
more
a lot more than the UK ones. Yeah,
it gets more money, more extreme, basically. Because that was a UK show originally that where he goes around the restaurants and that.
Yeah, I can't imagine him being in his own kitchen, you know, talking to his other chefs like that. You know, he wouldn't. He wouldn't have chefs. They would have walked out.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, yeah. I'm sure. Well, I've heard that he's a really nice fella in real life. So, you know. But to be fair, some of the people he meets on that Nightmare show are absolute idiots, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I used to like watching that show, and
it's a bit too contrived now. It started off quite good, but you just know that every show is going to have the exact same formula, and so you know it's too contrived now. They've spoiled it really. They've over-egged it.
Yeah, but I used to watch it with the wife, and then you'd look up what he's transformed the restaurant into and the new restaurant name, and you go online and you look them up, and the restaurants normally close within 6 months after the show anyway.
Yeah, because they're normally about $2 million in debt.
Yeah.
So if puts a new menu on or a new liquor paint, it's going to do fuck all for $2 million in debt, is it?
It always looks like the restaurant's picking up, but it's only because people are going because Gordon Ramsay's there. So as soon as he's gone, they're just like,
That's right. Yeah.
Well, I think they just start slipping into their old mistakes as well. So, I mean, even if he's tried his best, they start kind of slipping back and going, "Oh, I can cut a cost here, I can cut a cost there." And that's where they were making the mistake in the first place.
You know, as soon as he goes, they probably changed the menu back to what it was. Yeah. Hundreds of different stuff items on the list makes it hard for themselves. You know, thing about cooking is simplify everything.
Fish fingers, then.
Yeah.
No, we don't normally go out for Christmas dinner. It's definitely a family affair for us. So I'm lucky enough that my daughter's, hopefully, COVID rules allowing, she's coming down from Wales to come and visit for Christmas. So we've got
it's become a lot more popular going out now, but it depends where you are. I mean, if you're in a nice village that's got an amazing village pub that does an amazing Christmas dinner, and you're 10 doors down from that pub, then I would definitely go there. Cause I'd imagine the atmosphere would be really good on Christmas Day. But if you live not near a really nice pub that does that kind of thing on Christmas Day, then you're not going to do that, are you?
Yeah, I think the problem is a lot of restaurants around near us are offering 50% discount now if you sign up between now and the New Year's, because people don't want to go out because they're too scared of catching anything over the Christmas period. So
the world has certainly changed.
Yeah,
it's not getting. I'm sure places are still getting busy and stuff, but a lot of people I know, myself included, are going. I mean, going out on a typical night out on a Saturday, for example, going to a busy bar or a nightclub where it's packed wall to wall people. I wouldn't. I'd shudder at the thought now. Not just because of the COVID thing. I think it's a psychological thing. You just get used to not being around that many people.
Yeah,
I wouldn't enjoy it. You know.
I mean, we went out with for a Christmas light switch on our local town at the start of December, and it got that packed. I said, "No, we're going." There's so many people around you. No one was wearing masks. No one really cared. I said, "Look, we can go and see them another time when they're on." But there's no way. It's madness.
Well, it's not even that. I think it's gone beyond catching COVID or anything like that. Now it's become psychological. I mean, for me, like, I'm not used to being in a crowded space with loads of people, and I just wouldn't find it comfortable now. If you know what I mean, it's my mindset's changed a bit. Maybe because I'm an old bastard now, and everyone annoys me. But
yeah, it just. I mean, I've been in crowds before, and it didn't seem an issue, but it just didn't seem safe being that many people around you. I was just paranoid about it. I don't know when I'm going to get over that, but it just didn't seem right. And so close to Christmas, you don't want to start risking catching anything.
Move up to the Highlands, Steve. Hardly any fuckers up here. It's about 10 people.
Apparently there's fucking loads of dogs and cats and birds though now.
Yeah, that's all there is in Scotland now.
So you don't try haggis or anything over Christmas, James? Now you're up there, you don't?
Oh, I love haggis. I love haggis. Really nice, really tasty. Yeah, really nice.
So good.
Oh,
what does it taste like?
It.
What does it taste like? Is it like bacon?
No, it doesn't taste like anything you've
had.
Taste
it. Yeah, it's got its own taste. It has.
Yeah,
it's got its own taste.
I heard it's got a lot of spice and stuff in it. So is that right?
Yeah. It's got loads of like spices and herbs and onion in it.
It's kind of like trying to explain the taste of black pudding. You can't because it doesn't taste like anything else, you know.
Yeah, it's just really got its own taste, but it's really nice. I recommend anyone trying it.
What's the texture like? Is it like chicken?
No, it's like
Meatloaf.
Yeah, it's like a, like a reconstituted kind of thing rather than a meaty thing, isn't it? Like ground up.
Soft.
Yeah.
Quite soft.
Scottish spicy herbs, Pedro said. So that's probably got batter in it, Buckfast. Tenants.
Lamb's brains is in it.
Iron brew.
Some of the ingredients. So it's actually not a Scottish recipe, though. It's actually an English recipe. They found evidence that it was in England 100 years before it was in Scotland. So the English must have not liked it and sent it up north. So no, we don't want it. You have it. Then it sort of became their national dish.
Oh, right.
Okay. It's like Liverpool. They're called Scousers because of the stew that the sailors used to eat called scouse or lobscouse. And that came over from Scandinavia or northern Germany, that dish. And because all the sailors used to obviously like it, it's a quick and easy meal full of everything they need, really, going on a sea voyage. It just stuck, and because the dish stuck, a bit like Irish stew, really.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing. And it just stuck, so people from Liverpool are called Scousers now. I'm called a plastic Scouser because I'm from over the river. So I'm not a real Scouser.
Well, and you know, it used to be one of the main shipping ports, didn't it, as well?
It was the second busiest port in the world at one stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can still see now when you go up the size of the buildings. No other city in the UK outside London has got the
It's the Titanic, massive letters on its back, on its ass, Liverpool.
Yeah, well, every ship in the UK used to be registered in Liverpool at one point. Not built in Liverpool. Titanic was
not built in Liverpool, no, but
yeah, everything was registered in shipping house or something in Liverpool. Yeah.
There we go. We go from cooking to ships.
It's a regional city talk. So what's the next topic, Steve? What else have you got on your list?
I was going to ask James because he works in a retirement home. Do you cook Christmas dinner several times throughout December, or is it just Christmas Eve, or what are you doing?
So they've got a roast dinner tomorrow. Then they'll have one Christmas Day. They'll have cold meats on the Boxing Day, and then Christmas, New Year's Day will be a roast dinner for them as well.
Okay, so you're not completely fed up of seeing.
No, it's not completely. I mean, we were supposed to on the 22nd. It was supposed to be like all their family coming over for a big Christmas sort of party dinner with the residents and that. But that's obviously cancelled due to high level of COVID up here at the moment. So
it's sensible to do in the care home environment after the government completely fucked it up the first time around. You know. So
I don't mind cooking a roast dinner at work. It's nice and easy, especially if you know, like tomorrow I haven't really got much to do except for cook the roast because it's all been prepped up.
So what about breakfast?
Potato, so it's literally
doing breakfasts in the morning for them, or
no, the staff do that because I don't get in till 10.
Okay,
well, I work 10 till 6, half 6. So.
You lazy bastard.
Yeah, part timer.
You should be in at 7 o'clock in the morning prepping the breakfast, mate.
Unless we do like a roast dinner day, then I'm in early. A cooked breakfast day, which is like usually once every 2 weeks. I will have a cooked breakfast, and I'm in super early that day.
To be fair, they probably won't want to have a big breakfast on when you're doing a roast dinner, will you?
No.
They've got to leave room, haven't they? Because you know, if they're quite elderly, like they'll be pissing and shitting everywhere, won't they? just being honest, that's what will happen, isn't it? You know?
Lucky I don't do that side.
Yeah, well,
I'm right in the back in my little kitchen. It's nice.
No, that sounds good, mate. And I said my mum's worked for the NHS for years, and She's 70 now, and she's still employed because they can't make you retire now at a company. And she only does 2 or 3 days a week. She's like a PA, so a consultant.
Yeah, you were saying, yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? Yeah,
So she's good at a job, and to be fair, it's really good. She's like part retired. She gets a pension now, and she gets the wage 2 or 3 days a week coming through, and that's enough. And to be fair, it keeps her active. And I think when you get a lot of people when they retire, they because they're not doing things, they've got no routine. They're not active in the week with a job. They actually they go downhill. To be honest with you, and I have seen that with loads of people that I've known that that retired, and they do go downhill. So it's quite good to keep your oar in, or whatever you want to say. Really, I'll stop talking shit now. Someone else can talk. Come on.
So Billy in the comments said he's sick and tired of cooking Christmas dinner. He's cooked so many, so I've just asked him what he actually does. Does he order food in? Does he go out? So it'd be interesting to see what he does.
I did see a pot noodle one year, like a pot noodle, but Christmas dinner flavour. Maybe he's sort of onto that. Yeah, pot noodle. Yeah.
I did see advertised today chocolate Yule log Viennetta advertised. So
nice.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to. Well, I presume it tastes like chocolate Yule log, but I've not bought one yet, so it'd be interesting to see what that is. But yeah. So well, the other parts around the Christmas, the run up to Christmas and things like that. So other Christmas foods. So I did grab obviously a Christmas food we all have over December is the Advent calendar. This isn't mine, by the way, the Paw Patrol one. I've nicked that off my daughter this evening.
I hope it's not yours.
I've never had an Advent calendar in my life. Never.
Oh man.
Next
Yeah,
year I'll buy you one, Pete. All right.
Thanks, mate.
I've only had them through work. I've never had one at home. So I've only had them in my adult life when the company buys them and puts them on all the desks in work.
Nice.
But I never had them as a kid.
No, me neither.
Wow.
No, I used to get them all the time as a kid, and I was a real bastard as a child. I used to always just steal them and just eat them all.
But the shit ones, right? Because you can get the really shitty, cheap Advent calendars. They've just got a fucking picture behind each door. So, as a kid, you'd rather just not have one.
They're doing mad ones now, like Lego ones, and that are like 30 quid and stuff.
I've seen beer ones.
Big Game House got like a beer one, hasn't he?
Yeah, they do beer and wine. Yeah.
So I have bought the Lego one for about 3 years in a row, but they just start getting a bit samey after a while. So
was that a different figure under each one, or just a generic Lego brick behind each?
Yeah.
So sometimes you get a figure. Sometimes you get Lego bricks to make a Christmas present or a Christmas tree. Or
nice.
So one scene was you had some firemen singing Christmas carols, and you had a sleigh, and you have a Santa one, and then you have some huskies pulling the sleigh. But they get a bit samey after a while. So.
I did see a Star Trek one which looked brilliant, which had like little ships in there.
Okay.
But that was like 200 quid or something. Mental price. They're like proper little models, though, like quite detailed models, but a lot of money in it.
Yeah, it's mental.
And I'm just thinking of the dusting of those is going to be terrible. I mean, I've got a wall for an amiibo here, and it's just an absolute nightmare to keep those clean. So Billy's having turkey
try having birds in there as well. The amount of dust that comes from their feathers.
My wife won't let me have birds in here. I've tried. Apparently, there's a whiskey advent calendar. I don't know how that's going to work every morning before work.
Sure, you'll manage it.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. But yeah, no. So I've been quite lucky at work. I've got a bottle of whiskey from work from my manager, and won a sandwich toaster. and the raffle. I don't know what I'm going to do with the sandwich toaster. But...
Nice. I love a toasted sandwich.
Well, the thought of it sounds good, but I don't know how often I'm going to use it.
Speaking of Lego, that's what I built a couple of months ago. And there's a yeah. So
What are they like wearing?
So it's you know how many Lego bricks are in that? About 750 fucking Lego bricks. So we fucking
I've never seen that before. That's impressive.
Yeah. How many advent calendars do you have to buy to make that?
Do you only get the one, Steve, or is it you get?
Yeah. You get the one, and it comes in like a normal blue Adidas box. It's for display.
You only get one.
You can buy two if you want. you get the part. No, you get the parts to make a left or right-handed one. So if you buy a second one, then you can make a second one. But it took me that fucking long to make this. But it sits on a little display. It comes with a little display plinth as well, so it looks quite cool in the shoe room. You know, just as a display thing.
What size is it?
Look pretty small.
Like
6 or 7 or something. 8 maybe.
Probably a 7 or an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably is about 7 or an 8.
Steve can get his foot in it.
No, wouldn't get my foot in that.
So I think Russ had a point of boozing before work. I don't think they'd figure that out. But I've got to wear a mask all day for work, so they're never going to smell it on my breath, are they? So.
Did you guys have to work over Christmas or anyone?
So I've taken holiday and I finished on Friday, and I don't go back to the 4th now.
Are you lucky sod?
I'm working all through it.
No, I'll be off on the holidays.
I finish on Christmas Eve. I'm back on is it the 4th this year or something?
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I always try and save at least a week's holiday and try and book it off. But the kids finished on Friday as well, so wife's working through till Thursday, so I've got to look after kids now. So it's badly planned on my behalf. I haven't done any Christmas shopping yet, so I'm normally all prepared, but family all tested positive for COVID a couple of weeks back, so I had to isolate away from the whole family and spent 2 weeks sat in this room, which sounded like a good idea, but got very bored after a while. But yeah, they've all got through it and they're all fine. So it was only the sort of headache and the feeling a bit rough. It wasn't the really bad COVID, so luckily. But yeah, I haven't been able to get out and do any shopping really. So
how old are your kids?
10 and I was trying to count back 10 and 2.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to work out if is that on the shelf behind Broseb. Is that a PS5 or just a load of bubble wrap?
No, you know what that is. I have a sealed power glove I got from Japan several years ago. Do you see that?
Nice.
And then I have
yeah.
And then I have Shin Megami Tensei 5. And then this was going to be a giveaway soon. It's the Zelda Mishu box. I don't know. What's cool about it is that it's got a clock. Zelda. Do you see that? Do you see the Triforce clock in there? I've had it for a couple of years. I stopped collecting the Wii U, so I thought I'll give it away on a giveaway at some point.
Poor dog.
So I've just worked out how to do the solo layout after you. So have you played Shin Megami Tensei yet?
Oh, I absolutely love the game.
So I know I've got that coming for Christmas, so had a chance to play it, obviously.
I've never played the series before, but I remember when I did the unboxing video, I just like everything stopped for me. I just stopped hanging out with friends, stopped seeing my girlfriend, stopped doing everything. I just played this game for like a solid 2 weeks. I didn't even come on YouTube and do my thing, and kind of feel bad about it too, not supporting the community after that long break. But oh my god, I just got like that's all I did.
Eddie's obviously a fan of Breath of the Wild, so I won't highlight the second comment.
Oh no, you haven't seen the next comment, have you?
I did. I just wasn't going to highlight it.
I've not played it, so.
No, it was Billy. He's never played a Zelda game.
No, neither have I.
Wow. Really?
Wow, not even one Zelda game.
No, it's just not my type of game, really.
Fair enough.
No, so yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Shin Megami Tensei, but got a couple of RPGs coming over the Christmas period, so hopefully I'll best part of the year not speaking to anyone.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the plan.
That's the problem with a lot of games like that, though. It's a proper time sink, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know what the worst game for me was Diablo 2. Absolutely, still my favorite game of all time. But wow, I like my early 20s was just Diablo 2.
Wow.
I think mine was there was an online game called Ashron's Call. It's a bit like WoW before WoW online, and it's just you get up in the morning, you play it all day until you go to bed, and that's all you did every day because you wanted to get level up, you wanted to get all the latest things. Patch day, you take off work because you want to be there for the latest things, and it just took over your life. And it's just one day I just stopped, just cold turkey stopped, and that was it. It was just starting to take over my life. The same as I deliberately don't touch Animal Crossing now because I just know you're just.
I thought you were going to say animals.
Yeah. Not allowed within 10 feet of animals anymore.
You just end up I'll just do this, I'll just do this, and it just takes hours of your life just playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah, one more go, one more mission.
Yeah. I'll just clean all these weeds up before I go. I'll just do. Oh man, it's just. And you think
that's what Shin Megami Tensei is.
That sounds like real life, doesn't it? You don't need to play a game to do that, do you?
I said to Russ, I said, it's just like you're doing chores online when you've got probably chores of your own to do at home. So why would you buy a game to do that?
And let's be like you talk about weeding, like getting weeds out of the patio isn't fun in real life, is it? So why the fuck are you doing it in a game?
Yeah.
You want to pay someone to play it for you.
You know, I was thinking about doing that for a couple games before. You can go on Fiverr. I think you can pay people like 50 cents an hour in some countries just to play a game for you.
What the hell?
Wow.
That is crazy. Can you read my driveway in Animal Crossing?
Playing some Nigerian or some Ugandan to play. Or just sell the game for you.
Man. I couldn't do that. Yes, I like the look of triangle strategy.
Yeah, I want to get that one. I have Octopath Traveler as well.
That's on my list to pick up. I haven't picked that one up yet. But my brother's got it, so I can borrow it off of him at some point.
Nice.
It's another one to sink some time in. But I find with an RPG, I need like a stupid puzzle game between RPGs. I can't go straight from one to another. I need something else to just fill the void. So whether it's like I don't know, Captain Toad or a Luigi's Mansion or something like that, just that I can just waste some time on.
Little palette cleanser.
Yeah, oh god, yeah, I can't go straight from one to the other. I'll start mixing up storylines and I'll get confused.
Pete's saying in the comments, it's all about board games this Christmas, and I agree wholeheartedly. I got well into board games the last couple of years.
So my brother's big into board games as well. So he's he's got a whole wall of board games, different ones. So he tries to tell us how to play them, and we end up playing them. So we've just picked up this year. We haven't played it here yet. We've played it around his Carcassonne.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Ticket to Ride as well. So
Yeah, I've not
Always
played
just not
Ticket to Ride,
Monopoly.
but
yeah.
Monopoly's good.
Well, for arguments.
I like the classics like Scrabble and Risk and that as well. You know, as well as the new ones.
I remember an ex-missus of mine had she was like obsessed with Uno, you know, the card game.
Yeah.
And she brought it round one Christmas actually to my parents, and we went up there, and my auntie and uncle come round Christmas Eve as well. So there's 6 of us, I think, or maybe 7, I can't remember. But anyway, it was an ugly scene. I tell you, it was like a flipping World War II battlefield. It was there's a lot of heated words, and so I won't be doing that again.
I just I saw online that the Queen's banned Monopoly from being played over Christmas because it ends up with too many arguments.
The Queen's banned Monopoly.
It might have been on Have I Got News For You, I think, last week.
What, she's banned it amongst her own family or across the UK?
Well, maybe across the UK. Might be a bit early for the Queen's speech, so that might be a spoiler.
Yeah, she might have banned it in her own family because she might get afraid of getting COVID off the game dice.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Speaking of board games, I used to play Battleship with my father when I was very young.
Brilliant game.
I always used to love playing for money.
Nice.
Wow.
And it was because I clipped the pegs on my battleships. So when my father would say E1 or whatever, I just move it with the finger over and say miss, and then it would look like it was still in the pegs.
So
I got a good ass whipping when he found out.
Wow.
But this was after like $200 later, so it's okay. That's actually how I got my Sonic 2.
I have to show you this Game Boy game. Have you ever played this Game Boy game? I had it as a kid, called Radar Mission.
Oh, I think I got that recently.
Oh, fucking hell.
Just wreck the place on the way. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. Is it fun?
I had it as a kid. It's battleships. It's literally just battleships.
Okay. And you can link it with the cable.
You get a little animation when you hit one, and it's like, you know.
Do you use that with the cable, Pete?
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, it says on the front game link thing.
Okay.
Wow, that's cool.
I've only got it now because I had it as a kid, and it's like the memories. But
yeah,
I was playing it recently actually, and it's not great. You know, how great is battleships on the Game Boy when you're playing against the computer? It's kind of a better game if you're playing against someone else, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you seen Battleship for PS3?
No.
It's like the board game, but then you have like these skirmishes where you're playing like Call of Duty. It's like a Call of Duty skirmish. So like you'll have the boat, yeah, and then you just kind of have to move along. But there are turrets that's preventing sometimes a ship from moving. So then you jump into this like shooter third person view, and then you gotta like shoot guys, kill them, take the flag, and then the ship can move.
Oh, is this based on that shitty film?
Maybe, I don't know which one you're referring to.
Yeah, looks like it. Well, if it's called Battleship with no S on.
Yeah, but it's like after the board game though. It's like by Hasbro.
Okay, this one's by Activision. The one I'm seeing.
Sounds awful.
What a crap.
Sprouts.
I love sprouts. Oh,
I don't mind sprouts. I quite enjoy sprouts.
love them.
Didn't I read somewhere about 4 or 5 years ago? They were doing chocolate coated sprouts. Was that a thing?
That's wrong. Wrong.
I
think
saw
it was
chocolate sprouts in Tesco today, but they were like just chocolate shaped like sprouts, you know.
Yeah, no, I think these were sprouts dipped in chocolate. It was one of these.
That's just fucked
Oh,
up.
who thought of that?
But they have battered sprouts up in Scotland, don't they, James?
Yeah,
That sounds all right.
They deep fry anything in
yeah,
Scotland.
nice. Yeah.
I remember going to a chippy in Edinburgh once when I was up there for the weekend, and everything under the glass counter. I mean, everything under the glass counter in this chippy in Edinburgh was battered. A pizza slice, the pies were battered. Everything was battered, and I asked for something that wasn't battered. He said, "Oh, you'll have to wait." It was bizarre.
We got a question. Sprouts crispy or soft?
I've had crispy sprouts, I don't think. They're always soft when I've had them.
Well, I like them soft, but I like to roast them so the outside goes a bit crispy, you know?
Yeah. I just have them how the wife makes them. She cooks Christmas dinner, so she hates sprouts, so she won't touch them. So I'm the only one that eats them in the house. So I'm not going to complain. If I get them, I get them. So
I do love roast parsnips.
Oh,
I do love roast parsnips.
yeah, that's unfortunately everyone in the house likes roast parsnips, so I don't get many of those.
Bit of honey or maple syrup on them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, bit of honey.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about raw sprouts, but
No.
that sounds a bit. Sprout gratin.
Gamer World, eat your sprouts.
Well, the reason I said all maple syrup, Pete, is because obviously I don't eat honey anymore, so I switched to maple syrup.
Why is that?
Oh, because I don't eat animal products.
Oh, I understand.
Sprout salad.
Have you noticed like a difference when you stopped eating honey? Because honey has so much nutrients, right?
Well, we hardly ever ate honey like for pleasure, really. Like we just put it on stuff, you know. So like put it on parsnips and that, but I wouldn't like put it on toast or anything, you know. I wouldn't like eat it on its own. So I was getting such a small amount, I wouldn't notice any difference.
I'm not a honey fan. I've got 3 in the house that eat honey, but I'm not a honey person. But honey mustard glaze on something maybe, or honey roast ham maybe. But
the only honey I used to like eating is that Manuka honey, right? And the missus used to buy these. She'd buy a little pot like this big, and she put it on her face because it's like amazingly good for your skin, right?
Yeah.
And I'd eat some, and she'd be like, "You can't eat that for my face," because it's like 40 quid, 40 quid for like a tiny little pot of it. But it is mental. Like, it's so good. It's so delicious. Jesus. Insects are not animals. Well, I'm afraid they are, mate.
Go to China. Every insect's on a stick. They love it.
Yeah, I mean, I've eaten insects when I ate meat, you know.
Yeah, it's big in Asia, isn't it?
You know, I don't understand this. You know, if you're going to eat something, eat anything. You know, who cares?
Well,
it's all the same, isn't it? Honey
take a start turn.
Well done, Mr. Bear.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain foods I won't eat, but I'm definitely a meat eater. But I know where meat comes from. I don't need to look at how it got to there. But yeah, I think that would put me off. But
yeah, I don't want to, you know.
No, that's fine.
I don't think we need to go down that route, but yeah,
no.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I understand, and I know how it gets to the supermarket, I don't need to think about it. But yeah, I like bacon too much to give up meat.
Yeah, bacon's good, man.
There's a lot of good meat substitutes these days, but certain ones are difficult to get right, aren't they?
Yeah, we just bought some like fake pigs in blankets today, and I was so happy they're doing those now, so we can have those on Christmas Day.
Well, I mean, the sausages you can do really well. What can they do the bacon bit well?
It's got better.
Okay.
I mean, it's not going to be the same, is it? You know,
because like
not going to be as good as bacon.
I mean, sausages now. I my favorite now is the vegan Richmond sausages because I think they're brilliant.
I just had those for dinner actually.
Can't tell the difference. Can't tell the difference with you know.
They are nice.
They're really nice.
Do you miss meat or
no?
Not at all.
No, I don't miss anything. I thought I'd miss like cheese the most because I was like obsessed with cheese my whole life. But I don't miss anything really.
Oh, that's good.
You don't get the odd craving. You don't smell something and you think, oh, that'd be nice, but
not really. No, like not really. I think like after a while, you kind of just like don't think of that stuff as food anymore. If that makes sense.
I mean, the only thing I'm liking it to, I've not smoked now for nearly 22 years, and occasionally after a meal you'll smell it and you think, oh, I could really have a cigarette now. But other than that, no, I don't really.
I mean, I smoke my vape, but I haven't smoked cigarettes for like 11 years, and I'll always smell it, and the missus will be like, "That smells disgusting." I'm like, "That smells so good." Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Still, and it's after a meal out, and you think, I could really do a cigarette now.
Yeah.
But no, I'll definitely not touch it again. But yeah, maybe occasional cigar I'll have, but that's once every couple of years.
Yeah, I had a cigar actually in October in Greece, which was very nice, like a little rare treat.
In a picture.
Yeah, that was really nice, just a treat. And like whenever I smell weed, because like all my friends still smoke weed, and I haven't smoked weed really for 10 years, but whenever I smell weed, I'm like, oh my god, because that smells amazing. I think even if you're not a smoker, like good weed smells amazing. But like I don't get any pleasure from smoking it anymore, you know.
There you go. Doesn't miss vegetables.
Do you never smell a parsnip, Russ, and think, "Oh, that smells"?
Actually, I watched a documentary a couple of years ago where they had a guy that would only vegan food, and there was a guy that only ever ate meat, and his skin was so oily and red. I don't know why, but it was just weird.
From eating meat.
All he ever ate was meat and nothing else.
He's probably about to die. Probably why.
Yeah.
I've actually experienced that sometimes. There's a restaurant, it's a Korean barbecue. And I noticed that like after 14 trays, I start to feel like I'm sweating meat.
Meat sweats, yeah. That's the thing.
It's like beer sweat, isn't it? When you've been out on the lash, and the day after you go to work and you literally sweat and you can smell the alcohol.
And you're probably in a hot environment as well.
Well, I don't drink anymore.
No.
What?
Oh, you sure?
When I was diagnosed with gout, one of the main things that caused the gout was the drinking.
Okay.
So I cut out the drinking. Yeah. I've been a lot better since then. I mean, I remember going to Latvia one year and coming back, we literally just drunk for the whole 6 days out there. And I came back, and for about 3-4 days, I was literally crippled up. I could not walk.
Okay.
So painful.
I like a nice pilsner and that, but my rule is only on a Friday and only on a Saturday. So I know you guys often see me with a beer in my hat. You guys will often see me with a beer in my hand, but that's because the streams I go on are probably on a Friday or a Saturday.
Yeah. No, I tend to do the same Friday and Saturday. Occasionally, I have a glass of wine Sunday if I'm having a Sunday dinner, but definitely over the lockdown, I was doing a lot of drinking midweek, and that was not good.
It's not good
So
midweek stuff. No, it's a bit of slippery slope, isn't it? You see, if you midweek.
So I've cut that
I've
back
the
down
odd
again
cider
now.
now.
I
The
think
odd cider every now and again, but that's about it.
in 2020, because we obviously couldn't go out, I had like 4 beers all year, and that's all I drank.
Wow.
But you know, if I want to have a beer, I'll have a beer. If I want to have some wine, I'll have some.
Yeah.
You know, but it took me a long time to get there. You know, to get to the point where I can just have one and be all right. You know.
Yeah.
Because when I was 19, I quit for 8 years. Didn't drink anything, not even a drop for 8 years.
Wow.
Because
as well, that's quite unusual, isn't it?
Yeah. So I drank like 14 to 19. You know,
because you always
drank a lot.
Is that because you're always stoned instead?
Well, you know what? Being a stoner kind of came as a result of stopping drinking, because from 14 to 19, I was drinking like really heavily, and then it just got silly. So I knocked it on the head at 19, and I never smoked weed at school. I never smoked weed until I was like, I don't think I even tried it until after I'd left school, so after 18. And then when I quit drinking, I just kind of started smoking a bit more, and then it escalated just because of my personality. And then before you know it, I'm like waking up in the morning, and first thing I do is like rip a bong, and then I smoke all day. And then I get to the end of my 20s, and I'm like, fuck, I've just spent 75 grand getting high. Whoops. That could have gone towards a deposit on a house, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then in my 30s, I don't really drink or smoke or do anything. And oh my god!
Now you own that house.
Yeah, right. No, I'm fucked, mate. Unfortunately, the damage to my life was irreparable. We'll probably never buy a house now. But
Pete also lives in the southeast, so
yeah, I mean it's crazy money here. You can't
crazy money.
Yeah. But you know, that's kind of how I got, in a funny way, kind of how I got into doing YouTube and collecting and stuff. Because when I got to like 30 and I quit smoking weed and I quit smoking cigarettes, I suddenly had, I mean, how much were cigarettes back then? Like say a £5 a day, so 25 quid a day times 30. What's that? 750. So like suddenly, like literally overnight, I had 750 quid extra a month.
Wow. And it's also something to occupy you as well when you.
Well, yeah, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So then I kind of like, okay, I've got a bit of money. I'll start buying some of the old stuff I had gaming, and then I got into that and YouTube and everything, and it really helped me kind of, you know.
I think we need to highlight Retrobird's comment, Steve. If you can put that one up, please.
Yeah, exactly. Same with anything, really.
Yeah.
Anything in moderation, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a pub 4 minutes walk from my house, and that's where we used to go at the weekends. And when we're in lockdown, you just buy beer in, you're not going to the pub. And now beer's in the house every day, and you start drinking every day. And so I've tried to knock that on the head to just weekends now. So Friday night, Saturday night, and not so much on Sunday, but got work in the morning on a Monday morning. So try and keep away from that. But yeah, that's where I am. But yeah, it definitely was a slippery slope through the whole of the lockdown. So,
do you think that was just boredom and what have you?
It's just it was in the house. You open the fridge, it's there. It's just like, oh, I have a beer. If it's not there, then I wouldn't be drinking it, and I'll be drinking something else. But yeah, so I'm trying to not drink midweek. But yeah, I've got a lot of beer in for Christmas now, but I've kept that in the garage and it's not in the house, so it's not, the temptation's not as there as much. So
yeah,
but yeah, just trying to put it out of make it.
Everything in moderation is okay, isn't it? Apart from crack and heroin. You know, anything else is alright, isn't it? Or maybe eating shit or piss, drinking piss, that kind of thing.
But you know, I know some people who do crack and heroin in moderation, but I think that's a very rare thing to be able to do that, you know.
Yeah, it's not good in any any amount, is it? That kind of stuff.
No.
I think with the drinking, I think the problem starts when you're just drinking a lot by yourself, right? I think if you're doing it by yourself, that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah,
But
you've got a problem then.
yeah,
Yeah, kind of. I mean, kind of though. But like, I've been like in the summer, if I'm in the garden, I'll just have one beer because it's nice to have in the sun. I'm not, it's when you're drinking heavily on your own. I think that's the difference. You got to differentiate things like that. Like I like in October, like for example, I was laying loads of decking outside in the back, fucking worked my arse off all day. I thought, right, I deserve a beer now. I had a beer. Things like that are okay, or just having the odd one here and there, or if you just, But I think it's a moderation thing again, isn't it? It all, if you're drinking heavily every day or on your own, then you're going to end up an alcoholic. You're not going to have a job, so you're going to be out on the street, and that's some people do. That's how people unravel and go downhill, isn't it?
Yeah,
so it does happen to people, really does. But I think if most people are sensible about anything, not just drinking, but anything, and that includes taking illegal drugs or whatever, if people are generally sensible about anything, then okay, fine. Let them get on with it, I say.
Yeah. It didn't help that a couple of the YouTube community introduced me to a beer app that checks all the different IPAs you've had. So I'm nearly up to 200 different flavour IPAs throughout the last year. It's like, man, this is gonna slow down. But it's almost like addictive. You've got to get the next different one and get the next different one. Man, I've got to get out of that cycle as well. So. But yeah, it's thanks to Eddie and Al for that one, and Ross.
I know, like Al and Ross like their IPAs and specialist beers, shall we say?
Yeah.
I've been on a stream with Ross in the past, or I've watched the stream where he, crack out a exotic beer that cost him £8 for a can, and it's 13%.
£8.
Oh yeah, honestly, he will. I mean, it'll be a nicely designed can with a nice bit of like modern art on the front, but it'll
tastes like crap though.
Probably tastes like shit. Yeah,
you could buy super tenants for a lot less.
Exactly. Yeah. Scott Super for the win.
I mean, I've had some that have tasted like absolute dog shit and they're absolutely horrible. But I mean, some surprised me. The Parma Violet IPA tasted exactly like Parma Violet. It was all right.
Is that a good thing?
Well, I'm not a Parma Violet fan, but this was okay. So, but the other ones, it's like.
And have you been to the beer fest at Earls Court? Well, when Earls Court used to be there, that was awesome. Really good.
Not been to that
over 2,000 different types of ales and beers and sprites for you to test. It's like, I don't know, 70p for like that much that you just go and test. Oh, it's amazing.
Nice.
I think Dylan might have COVID.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same.
Yeah.
Not a thick on the floor, though.
No, I sort of I used to like some blonde beer and stuff like that, but I generally now just like a nice pilsner. So if I can get a nice pilsner or whatever, and there's some decent stuff, you get like my auntie and uncle are really like. It was close to my auntie and uncle, and for Christmas the last couple of years they get me a selection. It's like a crate of random pilsners from all around the world. So I'll get that on Christmas Day. Actually, I think they're getting me that again. So I'll probably have a couple over Christmas, but then I don't drink in January normally, so I'll just chuck them in the fridge till Feb.
Do you do a dry January then?
I'll do it unless I'm going out doing something, which this year it's not going to happen, is it? Let's be honest. So yeah, I know it's a bit contrived having a January not drinking and that, but I think because you do indulge over Christmas more, then it's a nice detox. To be honest with you, it is a nice detox in January just to do that.
No, I've done no beer for Lent just to see if I could do it, and then realised my birthday was right in the middle of Lent, so that was a bad idea. But
yeah.
I did make it through. But no, I've never tried a dry January. But
I think it's easy because you indulge so much over Christmas. It's easy to do January because it's there and gone before you know it. It really is.
Yeah. So I do get the beer 52 delivered the same as Al does. So they send us 8 different beers from around the world every month.
Oh yeah, I had a 6-month trial on that. My mate's got it for me last birthday. That was quite good.
Well, I got it for Father's Day, and they keep forgetting to cancel it, so it keeps coming every month. So I'm not going to remind them. So
I'm just trying to see what's on James's bedside table. See if there's anything rude or incriminating.
yeah, it's a dark.
Like a homemade crack pipe of some sort.
Is that a flashlight I can see poking out the den?
And it's AIDS medicine as well. Oh dear.
Let's have a look.
There we go.
Oh dear.
There's a lot of bottles there.
Yeah. Like I said, he's making homemade bongs and stuff, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to explain to us now.
Oh, his dirty secret's out.
What's that?
Are you
You
sure?
you tell us, mate.
You don't drink, James?
What's that?
You sure you don't drink? Is that alcoholic beverages next to your bedside?
What, my coat?
Rum and Coke.
That's his piss bottle.
Craig, you say you're getting up, you know.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
You need to get that checked if that's your piss bottle.
Yeah. That look good, mate.
Bottles of methadone.
I swear I don't do drugs either. Just me coke. Then I fill that up with my glass bottle.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, well, we've covered a lot of different food and non-food subjects.
Can we talk about Spider-Man? Was it really good?
I've not seen it.
It was good, yeah. I'm not going to say anything about it.
No,
It
I
was
don't
really good.
spoil it, but yeah, I can't wait to see that movie.
I think you know, it's a great time to be a Marvel fan watching that. That's all I'll say.
Out of all the Spider-Man films, how do you rate that one?
Oh, it's got to be the best. I would have thought.
Really?
Yeah.
Better than Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Better than Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's still
Wow.
considered the best. That is.
Yeah,
I
you
can't
just
wait to see
you have to watch it, and you can, you know. I can't really say anything. I don't want to say anything, but yeah, it's fucking good, man. It's really good, and there's that like like in the States or in I don't know if it's the same in Canada that like people make noise in the pictures, like when you go to the cinema, they like whoop and stuff, right?
Yeah,
but in the UK, everyone is fucking quiet. You don't make any noise, otherwise someone will go shut the fuck up. And in fact,
well, that's because we're your colonial cousins, right? We're still savages. You're the distinguished society over here. We're just
that's true.
Animals.
You want to come on a night out round average town in the UK, mate? You'll see that we're not that civilized.
Yeah, exactly.
The worst treatment I ever got in UK was just being ignored.
Right.
But in Canada, people just say all kinds of nasty things to you and start stuff. But yeah, especially in theaters, there's always some smartass too. He thinks he's like the comedian of the evening. Well, he'll start cracking and making jokes and stuff.
That person would be thrown out of a cinema here in seconds. Like, you don't do that here. And in fact, there's a mid-credit scene on Spider-Man, and there's a post-credit scene. So there's two, and these kids were talking, and this girl with them was like shush shush shush. And I always do this whenever I'm in the cinema, rather than just go, "Excuse me, can you be quiet, please?" I kind of overthink it in my head, and I get really angry. So by the time I actually address them, I'm just like 0 to 100. So I was like, can you shut up, mate?
Yeah.
And he just went like, oh my God, and he shut the fuck up, right? But I was like, oh shit. And the missus even looked at me because she was just like, I knew, you always fucking do that. But I know I should have asked nicely, but it's like, I want to listen to this end credit scene. There's not enough time to be polite. Just shut up. Do you know what I mean?
And he stood up and he was 6'6".
Yeah. But what I meant, the reason I brought up was that people make noise and don't make noise in the UK is generally it's like really quiet throughout the whole film. But throughout Spider-Man, there's a couple of like, or like, people like going, whoa, yeah, getting excited. And you kind of like, it was good because we're all feeling the same thing. Like, oh my God, this is happening. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It was awesome.
That's awesome.
So my eldest son, he saw Spider-Man during the week, and he said people got up in the cinema and started cheering. And he said,
wow,
that never happens.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Wow. I don't want to
Hmm.
create a spoiler or anything, but I noticed that in the end of sorry, I shouldn't. I noticed that at some point in Venom 2, Venom saw Spider-Man.
Yeah, so I mean, surely we can say stuff about Venom 2, right?
No, I've not seen it.
I've not seen it.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, the question I have is, is Venom in Spider-Man?
No, you can't say that.
No, you can't say that. But
I'm sorry.
I mean,
don't spoil it.
Yeah, you can't say that. But if you guys haven't seen Venom 2, you should watch that before you watch Spider-Man.
Is that
it's on the watch list.
Okay.
Is Venom in the MCU or is that Sony standalone thing?
It's Sony, but Spider-Man is Sony, obviously.
No, but they got a special agreement with Spider-Man.
Yeah, I know. But he just said at the end of Venom 2, something happens.
Okay.
So,
interesting.
It's nothing significant. It's just a scene.
Yeah.
So what's it like with cinema? Because I've not been to the cinema really since COVID, and I've sort of shied away from it. So I've not seen any new movies. So I've not even seen the new Bond yet, and that's now out on Blu-ray, I think. So I'll be picking that
up. Monday it's out Blu-ray.
Monday. I know I can get it through Sky, but I sort of wait for.
Well, I'm getting it for my dad for Christmas because I was unable to go with him this year.
What about he's watching this, Steve?
Huh?
Sorry. He knows he's getting it.
Oh, he knows.
Yeah, I'm not going to get him a film. He fucking hates, am I? No, he's a big James Bond fan, my dad, and I normally take him to the cinema whenever a film comes out. It's the only time I'll get him to go to the cinema, and he enjoys it. But I couldn't do it this year for various reasons. So luckily, it comes out on the 20th. So I did order it from Amazon direct just to go to the house, but I got an email from Amazon saying, it's been delayed because they must have oversubscribed stock till the 30th. So that's no good. So I cancelled my order. And on Monday morning, I'm just going to whiz up to Tesco's first thing and to see if I can grab it for him to take up there. It'd be nice to watch that over Christmas with him.
Yeah, my local Asda's got loads of advertisement up for it already, so I'm sure there'll be a few available. But yeah, what was the cinema like, Pete? Was it quite busy or distancing?
Well, the cinema we go to is an everyman, so it's always way less busy than normal cinemas because it's so much smaller. So there's only like 8 rows, and each row is like 3 sofas.
Oh, yeah.
Like huge sofas. So you get a huge sofa to yourself. So there's never that many. It's never like crammed or anything. But I mean, this is full. When we saw Spider-Man, it was full. So.
Oh wow.
I'm looking forward to it. I have enjoyed most of the Marvel films and the way they've knitted together. I think they've got the casting pretty good with nearly all the characters, and I've enjoyed it. I think they know what they're doing, really.
I absolutely love it. Like I know Pete's saying in the comments it's low IQ, and I agree with that. It is low IQ, but sometimes
Hollywood blockbuster, isn't it?
Sometimes you want to watch that stuff, and
that's what you want from a blockbuster. You want to just have something, with fights and a few comedy elements.
Yeah,
the casting's been really good for Marvel, and whether that's luck or judgment, I don't know, but they know what they're doing with the casting. I think we've got a lot of the casting really spot on.
I think going back to like what I was saying about RPGs, I need something to break it up. I mean, I can't watch movies you have to think about constantly, one after another. It's like to watch a nice movie that you don't have to think too hard about. It's just a story
It
with
depends
action.
what mood you're in. I mean, some movies will carry you along, and that's what Marvel does. It just carries you.
Yeah.
But some movies have a far deeper experience. Like 2001 is one of my favourite science fiction films. And if you watch that a few times, you get deeper into it each time. That is 2001, for example.
Yeah.
Especially if you've read the book as well, and then if you watch the film without reading the book, it's not as deep as if you read the book and watch the film. You sort of get more insight each time you watch it.
What's really funny about 2001 is I've been trying to get the missus to watch it for ages, and she watched it with me. And I don't know if you remember, like in the first kind of act, there's that guy, and they make this whole point of kind of introducing I forget his name, but he's the one he does like a video chat with his daughter and everything because he's in space.
Dr. Floyd, is it?
Yeah, and he's meeting his daughter, and there's all this stuff, and it's pretty unnecessary. And then suddenly it's the next act, and he's gone. My missus goes, "Where's that guy?" And I go, "Oh, he's gone now." And she goes, "What the fuck? We just met his daughter and family and everything. Why?
You need to get I know. But he plays more of a part in 2010, doesn't he? That character.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. I've read all 4 books, and they're quite good to read all 4. Not many people know there's 4 books.
I've got all 4. I've not read them all yet. So.
Yeah, they are worth reading. There were rumours they were going to make 3001 as the 3rd film and incorporate the last 2 books into that film, which would be interesting. They'd have to get a really good director involved to do it properly. When the nearest we've come to a film like that in recent years is probably Interstellar, isn't it? That kind of science fiction. The concept of it. Yeah. So but unfortunately, Hollywood are shit, and this is one thing they are shit at. Like Fast and Furious, a lot of people will enjoy the films, but 8, 9, 10, you just get sick of that. I'd rather that Hollywood put their minds together and let's have some new grand scope science fiction films. That would be cool, wouldn't it? That would be much better. Obviously, it's more of a risk for them because they cost about $250 million to make in this day and age. So they'd have, but they used to do those risks. They used to have those risks.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see them try some more of like things like Interstellar or anything else. A Contact was my favourite film of mine from the 90s.
Contact's awesome.
Yeah, it's an amazing film.
There's some really good indie sci-fi films, really low budget. One of the best ever made time travel films, which is Primer, had a $7,000 budget, and it is still one of the best time travel films ever made.
All right, okay.
I'll look that up.
It's so good. You have to watch it like 5 times, and then you still won't understand it, but it's awesome.
Oh, cool.
It's just massively confusing, but it's brilliant.
Fast and the Furious has always had the same type of formula, hasn't it? Like Vin Diesel has this conflicting thing. He runs away, and then they go on this mission, and then he comes back, and they're like, "Oh, Dom's back!" Like, isn't it always the same formula that they have for every?
And I enjoyed the first few as just a ride along movie, but I won't even watch them now. I'm just fed up with them.
I've only seen the first one.
Yeah,
you're not missing much, Pete.
No, I don't think so.
There's actually I don't think there's many redeeming features about those films at all, really.
But it's safe for them. They know the format works. They just churn one out. And
that's why Hollywood's dead, though, isn't it? I mean, Hollywood wouldn't back The Irishman because he thought it was a big risk. So Netflix stepped in and put it all together because Hollywood studios wouldn't back it. And that was an amazing film with superb acting, brilliant casting. But Hollywood studios wouldn't get behind it.
No.
Long, but great. What'd you guys think about Captain Marvel?
That's the only one I've not watched.
The film.
Yeah.
It was all right.
I think it was all right.
Not as bad as everyone says.
It's like a second-rate Marvel. You get your Marvel films, which are like the top level, and then you get like your sub-level, don't you? Like Captain Marvel or Ant-Man, which are enjoyable films, but they haven't quite got the scope of the bigger budget ones, have they?
Originally a DC comic. Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that was a different Captain Marvel, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Shazam.
Well, they didn't keep the license going. So when that went, obviously Marvel picked up Captain Marvel, and yeah, so they had to change the character to Shazam.
Shazam, yeah.
But yeah, that's the original Captain Marvel.
Shazam's a shit film as well.
It's a kids'
I
film.
did kind of like that. I thought it was
I bought it
fun.
thinking, it's going to be good DC, and it was, yeah.
It's a kids' film, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a bit like Big, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, a bit like that. Yeah.
With a few fight scenes.
I don't want to spoil anything too big, but in the new Spider-Man, Batman dies. By the way, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Yeah,
shit. You shouldn't have spoiled that for me.
I'm sorry.
Well, as long as it's the Batman from Twilight, that's fine.
I like him because he was Cedric Diggory in Harry Potter, and he was really good in that. I love Harry Potter.
But he was in Twilight, so he won't be forgiven ever.
Pete's making a lot of comments here, but he wouldn't join the stream. Pete, what are you doing?
It's because he hates me. Because we've got the same name. We've got the same name. It's too many Pete's.
All right, Pedro then. Let's call him Pedro.
Yeah, Shazam was good. Shazam's like rock hard, man. Like Shazam's like Superman level rock hard.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Yeah, hard to destroy.
I read this the other day that I wasn't aware of because I was never into like DC comics really, but Superman apparently doesn't have super strength. So like basically what happened with Superman is they would have all these different writers writing the Superman thing, and the writers would come on and no one would explain the rules of Superman's powers, and people would just think, well, Superman does everything. So basically originally it was like he can leap a building in a single bound.
He couldn't even fly originally.
He couldn't fly. And then this guy came on who was a writer, and he was like, Superman can probably fly. He can do everything. So he just wrote it in the comic that he could fly, right? And then basically, because he can pick up buildings and stuff, which doesn't make any sense, because if you were like really strong and you picked up a building, the building would just like snap in half. Do you know what I mean? If you were like, because he's like so small compared to a building, and everyone says, oh, like when he catches Lois Lane, she would just smash through his arms and die because she's stopping at such a quick force, like so suddenly that if he caught Lois Lane falling, she'd just die because he's like Man of Steel. Right? So it's because they explained it that Superman does not have super strength. He has telekinetic like abilities that make it like super strength. So when he picks up a building, he's telekinetically using some kind of like magnetic force to lift the whole building at the same time. And that's how they explain, like, if he catches Lois Lane, he's actually using some fucking telekinetic force to do you know what I mean? It's mental. So it's like that. If you actually go by the comics, like, Superman does not have super strength. What the hell?
Fair play.
I did read in an article over a week or so ago that Spider-Man was actually the strongest of all the superheroes.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, apparently. So they're saying if he's got the spider strength and abilities, then he would be the strongest superhero of all of them.
Yeah, but Hulk, in it, really. That's what the.
Yeah, that's what I like about the new Disney Spider-Man, is that they really managed to showcase his strength really well. And in Spider-Man, the second one with Mysterio, he takes some like really big hits where you're like, you feel it. You're like, oh my God, he takes hits, man.
He's got really good recovery power as well.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. He's a bit like not probably not as good as Wolverine, but his recovery power is impressive.
It's a bit slower, but yeah, he's back on his feet pretty quick, isn't he? And I thought, when he was in the Avengers films or whatever, like Infinity War, whichever one he was in, like you can tell even though he's like a kid, he can take on pretty much any of the rest of them sort of strength wise.
Yeah, definitely. So favorite Spider-Man actor?
It's a toss-up between Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know. Like, I think I don't know. Maybe it's Tom Holland. I think in this new film, he really kind of came into his own acting wise. For the role, he's pretty good.
It's got to be Nicholas Hammond, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think Tom Holland, but I think Tobey Maguire did a good job of sort of reinstating Spider-Man. I think he was good. Spider-Man had been nothing up until then, and he really made a good job of it. But I think Tom Holland's taken it on.
Well, Pedro's commented again, hasn't he? Punisher. Are we going to see another Punisher film?
Probably not with Disney owning it.
Why? They could make it work, couldn't they?
Yeah, they might bring him in to another film or something.
Yeah, they might do it like that because he's such a sort of violent character.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they can do what they could make it fit in with the Marvel universe, couldn't they?
I think they're gonna battle the Punisher. To be honest, I think they're just gonna say he's some type of misogynist and masculinity is terrible and just make him dumbed down. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna work. I think they did. I think they did Punisher perfect in the 90s.
Oh yeah, I remember that film. Yeah.
80s, but I don't think they're gonna do
Dolph Lundgren. Yeah.
The thing with like the new Spider-Man is quite different to the other two, because in the other two you kind of it's been a while since I saw the Tobey Maguire one, but presumably you see all him getting bitten by a spider and everything, do you?
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah.
So that's his origin story, and they explain his origin story, and then he's Spider-Man, right? And he's a young man or whatever.
Yeah.
But with this one, the new Disney ones, this is kind of in a way his origin story happening on screen. Because he's a kid and he's growing into Spider-Man, he's going through all this stuff, so I think it's a kind of different angle than the Tobey Maguire and the Andrew Garfield ones in that respect.
Well, the Andrew Garfield ones just seem forgettable. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but I suppose
they didn't do well for Sony.
They weren't that great.
He didn't do a bad job. It's just forgettable, I suppose. I never watched it at the time and said, "Oh, this is awful." But
Sony were just throwing films out, weren't they? So they can keep the license at that point. Because if they didn't make a film for 10 years, it would lapse to Marvel.
It's actually they
kept making the films.
It's actually 4 years, 9 months.
Oh right, yeah.
They have to make a film every 4 years, 9 months to keep the license in it. And if they do, because, funnily enough, I was saying this to Mrs. earlier. Like in the late 90s, this guy from Sony went to Marvel, who was struggling, and Marvel said, look, you can have the rights to basically every Marvel character for the films, right, for $25 million.
Yeah,
everyone, all the people that Disney are now raking money off, right? And he went back to Sony, to the big wigs, and he goes, oh my god, bargain of the century, Marvel will give us everyone for $25 million. And the big wigs at Sony goes, nobody gives a fuck, mate. Go back and just get Spider-Man, and that's it. No one cares about anyone else, right? So he went back and he goes, sorry, they just want Spider-Man, and Marvel said, okay, 7 million, right? But you have to, I think they get 2% of all box office, which is nothing. And and they have to make a film every 4 years and 9 months. And obviously they'll be fucking kicking themselves having not taken them up on that offer.
Well, so much so it's kind of reverse faced, isn't it? That Sony came to them because, well, Marvel were receptive to it because the fans wanted Spider-Man, but Sony basically, because the last Spider-Man film, whatever it was beforehand, I can't remember the name of it, was received that poorly and did pretty shit. They come kicking and screaming, wanting to be part of the MCU, just to hang on the coattails of what Marvel were doing. And thank goodness that they both come together and they actually split apart at one point, didn't they? At the executive level, they just didn't agree. But the uproar from the fans was that much; it was so negative that they've carried on with it now.
But who's to say if Sony did, if Sony had bought all of them for 25 million, they could be worth nothing now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they could have bought.
They could have done really badly with them.
Yeah, I think Marvel. They had a couple of little goes at the beginning, didn't they? Which weren't all that successful. But they got the formula right in the end, didn't they? And they've sailed on from there, haven't they? Really?
I mean, a lot of it's down to Jon Favreau, he's doing the same thing with Star Wars now. And the reason that he did so well with the Marvel stuff and he's doing so well with Star Wars is because he's a massive fanboy of that stuff. You know, it's not just like some guy looking at the dollar signs. He's like a massive Star Wars geek. It's really important to him. That's why Mandalorian's so good.
I think for us here in North America back in like the 2000s, nobody really gave a shit about anybody but Spider-Man. Spider-Man was the flagship of Marvel here. I mean, we had fans of Iron Man, Thor, but like everybody knew Spider-Man. Everybody likes
Marvel's biggest seller.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a DC fan, so it's always Batman for me. But I've got to admit that Marvel is done far better in the movies than Batman and DC have done. But I'm still a DC person at heart, so I still like to wait and watch for those to come out. But I don't mind the Joker. I can't remember his name now. The Joker that everyone hated, not the Joaquin Phoenix, the one before him that was in Suicide Squad. I quite enjoyed him. So.
Oh, Jared Leto, wasn't it?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed him. So I don't know why everyone hated him, but
well, the problem with Suicide Squad was the editing. It was I remember when we walked out of the cinema, I just looked at the missus and I go, "Who the fuck edited that film?" Like it was just like jumping from bit to bit and everything,
Yeah, I think what Marvel done better, they've done everyone's origin stories before they all got together as the Avengers, and DC just tried to jump straight in and then do everyone's backstory in the film. So that wasn't going to happen. Didn't work well, but I mean, yeah, they could have done a better job of it.
I love Batman. I wish, I wish DC could get their act together a bit in terms of their film franchises.
Definitely.
Who's the best Batman for you?
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, probably Michael Keaton.
The original and best.
Adam West.
Oh, yeah, Adam West.
That's what I talked about. Adam West, yeah.
Got me now. Adam West is fucking good.
You can't beat the old campy 60s Batman. Especially with the crossover with the Green Hornet. It's fucking awesome.
I do like Christian Bale Batman, but I'm just going to agree that George Clooney's was horrible. So,
in the original script of that, Bruce Lee was supposed to lose to Robin.
Ha!
Oh, wow.
Bruce said, "No way, am I fucking losing to that kid? No way." So he was going to refuse to work. Brilliant.
To reply to Dylan, I didn't mean Iron Man as the earlier Marvel films. Before they did the MCU, they had a little go at some films, didn't they? Which were a bit sort of hit and miss. I actually quite like the the first Hulk film. It's just called Hulk.
Yeah, that was good.
I like the editing with the bit like this now. with the it's very 70s the way they edited it. Quite like the end scene where he's
like a comic, wasn't it? The way he was doing it.
But they didn't link everything in, did they, properly until the MCU came along, and the post-credit scenes made it. Really, that was something quite unique, wasn't it?
There's only one Hulk, and that's Lou Ferrigno.
Have you seen that clip or that episode where he wrestles a grizzly bear and fucking picks it up and he throws it about 300 meters?
Classic. All the slow motion scenes in it. Brilliant stuff.
Crazy.
Tell you what Marvel film I loved, man, was Guardians of the Galaxy. That was
really
awesome.
good.
That's a good one.
One of my favourites has been Thor, the third one. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, because Taika Waititi directed it, didn't he? And he's directing the new one, number 4.
Is that Love and Thunder, in it, or something like it's called?
Yeah.
Fourth one.
But he's hilarious. I love
yeah,
him.
because then he voiced one of the characters, doesn't he? The Rock.
Yeah, the Rock guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really funny in it. Actually, he's got some really good jokes in it. Like he's like, "Oh, what? The hammer pulled you off?" Because he goes, "Oh, he's talking about how the hammer pulls him off the floor," and he goes, "No, it pulls me off," and he goes, "Oh, the hammer pulled you off."
I love it when he's chatting to him. All the rocks are sort of falling off him as well, isn't it? He's like just crumbling the bits. Yeah, some right little sort of good little visual gags in that film.
Yeah, it's good.
What's the? I've not seen that last Marvel film. What's the Chinese one?
Oh, Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Yeah, that's good. I enjoyed that.
Oh, is it worth watching? Is it?
Yeah, mate. Like,
really good.
For me, watching that film, it all hinged on like, can they do the choreography right for an Asian, Marvel film? And the guy who did the choreography was part of Jackie Chan's team.
Oh, fair play.
So it's fucking good. You know what I mean? Like, I thought, wow, that's really good.
I'll have to.
Yeah, because the fight scene on the bus is really good.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Proper sort of Jackie Chan type fight scene that is.
Yeah, forget the guy's name who did the choreography. Pete might know, but he was part of Jackie Chan's like stunt team.
Pete needs to get his arse on the stream and tell us then, doesn't he? Instead of
commenting, he does.
Instead of commenting on in the chat all the time. Okay, he said okay.
But that what's the other new one? Eternals. Anyone seen that? Eternals?
No, I've not watched that yet.
That's pretty shit.
I've never really watched the series. Any of the series that have been and gone, I've never watched them, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, I watched them all. Like Loki, you have to watch, otherwise you won't understand some of what's happening in any of the films, especially
really
the new
good series that was.
The news, yeah, it's great. You have to watch that before you watch Spider-Man.
Right.
Yeah,
that's the problem, right? And I know Russ was saying in the comments earlier, he said he gave up because you have to watch everything, and you do.
Yeah.
Like, you have to watch everything.
I mean, keeping up with the films at one point was hard, really.
I guess you have to watch WandaVision, which is really good.
Actually.
Hawkeye, I don't know. It kind of feels like optional viewing at the moment, but I mean, Disney did say all the series are going to be optional viewing. Then they're not, man. Like,
no, especially not Loki.
No, Loki's like the birth of the new phase, really. This phase 4 where they're transitioning to like the multiverse. You need to really watch Loki to kind of kick that off, I think.
That's actually one of my favorite series of the Marvel Universe, Loki. I really like that.
That's been their best one.
Yeah.
I think.
Hawkeye's all right. It's more kind of just like actiony, like low IQ, like you said. You just put it on in the background or whatever. It's all right. Yeah, pretty good.
I already.
You know what I did love? I love Daredevil, the Netflix Daredevil. I thought that was brilliant.
I thought you were going to say Ben Affleck then.
No, the actual series.
Yeah, well, hopefully, from what Kevin Feige says, or whatever his name is, that they're going to be pulling Daredevil into the films, maybe.
Will the series be canon, or?
I think so.
Because that was Daredevil's amazing.
Do you remember that fight scene where it's all one long shot in Daredevil? That is insane.
Incredible, absolutely brilliant.
That is so good. Yeah, Jeremy Renner's decent, man.
No, I already subscribed to Sky, Netflix, and Prime. I just haven't got Disney Plus, so one of the others.
I'll pay for Disney Plus.
Yeah, even if you just, you know what, just get it for a month and just binge them.
Yeah, I've only just got Netflix the last month, so I've been binging stuff on there. I've watched the whole of Squid Game now, so I'm just start going through The Witcher now.
Nice. Yeah, I started Witcher season 2 just earlier tonight. I really like the first series.
Do you think he's going to be the next James Bond? That's the rumor.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Don't know. It'd be a good one. He's a very handsome lad, isn't he?
Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to have to get going. So I've got work tomorrow.
Well, there was one question I was going to ask everyone before they go. So just before you go, what's your plans for your channel in the new year going forward?
Who's first?
Well, you're the one going, so I was going to ask you.
Oh, okay. I've got a couple of reviews coming up. Pick up from my anniversary and some Christmas pickups. Then I'm gonna have a little break from YouTube for about a month or so. I've got my coursework to try and catch up with. I've got a couple of courses I've got to do for work. So yeah, I'm gonna have a break from YouTube. It's been quite a busy month arranging all these streams and
I can understand that,
and so yeah, I'm gonna have a well-needed break from the tubes.
They've done a great job organising the Secret Santa and the 12 streams for Christmas. So you've been on your fair share of streams out of all of them. So
yeah, I know. Even the wife is missing me. I think organising all this.
I don't get carried away.
Okay.
He's still there, baby.
I don't know why she married me.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh. Yeah, take the next month off and spend some time with your wife.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Anyway, guys, take it easy.
All right.
Have a great Christmas, James.
Yeah, you too, mate.
Merry Christmas,
all.
Merry Christmas, brother.
Bye.
So has anyone else got any plans for their channels in the new year that you want to divulge?
Well, my channel hasn't had a video for over 12 months, so probably.
So any content will be new content.
Yeah. I did actually get Goodwin's Place message me yesterday, Craig, and he messaged me and he'd watched my last video as if I'd just done it. He's be surprised how many people do it. And he said, "Are you moving house or something, mate?" And I said, "Well, I did last year, yeah." He said, "I just watched your video." I said, "Oh, right, yeah. Did you check the date on it?"
I think the last video I remember of yours is when you did a room tour of just that room full of Adidas boxes.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, they were some of my most popular vids. I always get asked now on Instagram because that's what I'm on. Hang out on Instagram normally. It's just easier. And sort of my format of shoe review videos as really, it's all on Instagram now, really. So if I was going to start it anywhere again, it would probably just be quick videos on Instagram. But I always get DMs all the time on Instagram, or sometimes messages on my channel. When's the next room tour? Everyone, I don't know why, they love me going through all of these shoes. I mean, room tours, I think with video games as well, are popular though, aren't they? They are. It's really interesting to see behind. Like when Pete's done one recently, which was really cool to see.
Fantastic.
All the nooks. I mean, Pete's room there is probably the same size as my shoe room in my last place, like an office room, smaller bedroom. But it's what's on each shelf, because each shelf is thought about. It's not just all chucked on a shelf. It's the same as I can see in the background in your rooms there, guys. Every shelf is sort of arranged in a certain display in a unique way, and it's quite interesting just to see what's in there or what thought process is, because we've all got a similar mindset. I mean, I've got a shelf, Steve, like over your left shoulder. You've got like loads of Nintendo stuff, I think, isn't it? Yeah, Mario. I can see. I've got an Adidas shelf like that, and it's got all Adidas knickknacks and little figures and cars and collectibles from the last 30, 40 years that I've managed to put together. It's a very similar display, but it's not on to do video games. It's my like Adidas collection thing. It's very similar mindset as. I mean, there's a borderline difference as well, isn't there, between being a collector and being a hoarder, and it's quite difficult to maintain that control because at the end of the day, we're all older fellas, and we've got some disposable income that we can waste and just chuck into anything, and it's easy to become too much, to overindulge. Sometimes I think less is more. Unless you've got a giant, great big haul, like that you can comfortably fill up gradually. Then we've all got houses, normal houses, normal size rooms, most of us, and so less is more. Like I'm looking in Pete's background now. If Pete got like a few hundred more games, then they'd be overflowing. They'd be on the floor. You wouldn't see any of the nice display that he's done there with the Game Boy shelf. I can see.
And I'd have to get rid of the screens, and it's nice having them set up so I can just play everything.
It'd just be hidden away. And it becomes too much then, I think. I think it's a balancing act, actually. Yeah, well, they are. Yeah, some of them are. I mean, to be fair, it's like video games as well. If you collect vinyl as well, some of them are really expensive. It's like any hobby like that.
I moved some records in here the other day, actually. You probably can't see them, but there's like a little unit over there with like 2 loads of records.
Oh, yeah.
Two things.
Oh wow, is that a home phone?
No, it's my office phone that I use for work. It's a voice over IP thing.
Okay.
Because I'm working from home most of the time at the moment, so yeah.
The best thing about COVID.
We don't have. I don't know if anyone has landlines anymore over here. I haven't had one for like 20 years.
I've only got one because it's included with the internet for free.
Oh yeah, I mean I have one, but I don't have an actual phone.
Well, the only person that rings my landline is my dad. Like, it's like, so it'll go right, and he's got a mobile phone now, right? He's got WhatsApp now. I've set him all up with that. He'll still ring me fucking landline.
Yeah, mother-in-law will phone our landline, and if no one picks it up quick enough, she'll then phone one of our mobiles.
Well, my mum does that. Yeah, my mum will do that, right? She'll ring if she's with me dad, right? My dad must say to her, "Oh, ring him at home." So she'll ring me landline, and if I don't pick it up, then my mobile phone's going, and I just say, "Are you playing musical phones here, mum?" To get me all over the place, and she only do it when she's with my dad. But it's a bit of an old thing now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, my mum, it took her years for me to persuade her to text me, because she would always leave me a voicemail, and I hate listening to voicemails because it just takes ages. It's like, just send a text, right? And then a couple of years ago, she finally got to doing texts, and I'm like, "You've missed the boat. Texts are out. You need to WhatsApp me." And she can't get to grips with that because she doesn't have a smartphone. She just has some like, you know, one of the mental phones that old people have with like massive buttons. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't have like WhatsApp. So she just constantly texts me. It's like, I'm like, nobody texts anymore. Like I don't even look at text for, sometimes I don't realize I've got one for like days, you know? What the fuck?
Yeah. So, Seb, what's your plans for your channel in the new year? Got anything coming up?
I guess just to make it more worth watching, really. Just increase the production value a bit. I ordered some stuff to kind of not have to continuously use my phone, and just getting involved with more people. Doing stuff like this, like lives with you guys. Appreciate you letting me come in, by the way. And yeah, thank you. And just continuing what I'm doing, just showcasing my pickups, doing more reviews, kind of bringing more personality into my videos and letting people understand who I am, and just kind of being more expressive as well. In the beginning,
sorry, I've just hit the subscription on your channel, so.
Appreciate you, appreciate you.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
I don't know if Steve, if you can put Broseb's channel link in the chat, and maybe a few other guys could sub to him. That'd be.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do that now.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for the support. But one thing that I've been really happy about doing YouTube is like I've been really UK homesick. I don't know. Ever since I've been there, I kind of really had an attachment since I've been there, and getting involved with the community with doing the videos has allowed me to, get in touch with all of you guys, make friends. So it's been fantastic. I love it. And originally I just wanted to show my stuff, but ever since I've kind of gotten involved, got to know you guys, it feels great.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. That's excellent. But I think Pedro's having a bit of a laugh about YouTube of the Year, isn't he?
Oh God, yeah, that's all.
Have you read the comments on that video on Sega Zombies? It's hilarious. There's so many people like disagreeing with each other.
I text Scott earlier saying, "I bet you're glad it's not your problem anymore."
I mean, there were so many disagreements, weren't there? I don't know. It's I haven't even bothered putting anything down. I couldn't be, after reading all that, I just thought I'm not even voting for anyone.
Yeah, it's all right, messing it.
There's so much bitterness, and I don't know.
I wouldn't give it too much airtime. Like Seb's saying, there's a lot of good to the community and a good side to it. And just forget all that. There's going to be people moaning and bitching about whatever you do.
My advice, is just chill out and enjoy people's company about something that you've got a similar interest in. And people sometimes get too involved with stuff which doesn't help, but just ignore the negative and take the positive.
I know everybody here, all four of us, have a real life and a real job and real world problems, and this is a hobby. Yeah. We don't need stress in our hobby, right?
No, exactly.
I mean, I was lucky enough to win YouTube of the Month this year, and Scott asked me if I wanted to do YouTube of the Year, and with all the shit that's been going around in the comments constantly and the voting, I just couldn't be doing with it.
No, the best off out of it, really, I think, mate.
Even without that, honestly, it's a pain in the arse, man.
I know. It's a big
thing. You did it, didn't you? Yeah. Doing a video every month.
It's awful.
All tallying up everything, and you don't get any thanks for it, do you?
Chasing people. Where's your video? Where's your video? Where's your video?
Yeah. You don't get any thanks for it either, do you? From anyone?
No, and I did have this chat with Scott with great length, and he said, "No, it's the honour of doing it." And I said, yes. Yeah, I totally agree. You're not doing it for anything else. It's the honour of doing it. And who knows, one day I might want to do it, but with the way that the comments and the voting and things are going, I'm just well out of it. I just can't be bothered.
I wouldn't bother, really. I think the competition, probably lost its charm for me. You know, it's. Listen, I've found quite a few good channels through it. Don't get me wrong. Some smaller channels that I've subbed to over the years, and I continue to flick through. I might sub to the odd one, but yeah, I'm just not really bothered about it these days. Maybe it's because I'm an old fart on YouTube, been around a long time, so I've lost. You know, I think maybe if you're new to YouTube, you get really stuck in there, get really involved, but I think that's probably it's more a competition for those younger channels, in my opinion, really.
I mean, don't get me wrong. When I was first up last year, I think Gernaldinho Plays put me up, and I was only on 35 subscribers. That was a great boost for me, and it's that wow. I was like, I was put up against Sega Zombie that month, and it's like wow.
Yeah.
But just to be even mentioned the same, and for me, the honour is just being nominated. So to get your name,
yeah, it's better to be nominated, isn't it? And
so when I did my nominations, I put 2 channels up that I thought were good enough to win it, and then 3 really new channels that I thought that'd be good exposure from, and one of the 3 newer channels actually won it that month. So
yeah, I mean, I think what they're trying to do is overcomplicate. Well, again, I don't want to even get involved in it. It doesn't bother me that much, but some of the new people want to put more rules in place, rightly or wrongly. It's just going to convolute what people want to do. Just have a subscriber ceiling and vote for who the fuck you want.
It's a no-win situation because it's a flawed system. The way it works is flawed, but like I can't see any way that the host can fix it. So it's like you just got to deal with what it is, you know.
But that's all I would. That's all I would. But I would just keep it simple. If you're saying you can have 3 with 500 subs, one's got to be from another country. I mean, if people aren't going to, you can't force someone to pick a channel from another country if they don't watch one from another country, can you?
Well, I know where that.
No, I know where it comes from, but
yeah, I mean, look at it this year. It was like 99% UK, right?
Yeah, I understand where the.
I remember I voted for Seb, and I said it's nice to see someone outside the UK in the fucking running. It's ridiculous.
It's good, but then if someone doesn't watch a channel, they can't vote for it, can they? I mean, I don't know.
I know you can't guarantee that someone. I mean, I did see a comment earlier. It's like you can't guarantee someone doesn't watch a channel outside their own country. It's like, really? Surely everybody watches something outside their own country, but then you're putting these other things in where it's like certain number of subscribers, blah blah blah. The more parameters you put in, the less likely that's going to fit to something that someone watches. So you can't put 1 million parameters in and expect someone to have a channel they watch that fits all that stuff. You know what I mean? So I know what you're saying, but I think that like back in the day, you know, when I first started, YouTube Month was really like you were saying, the honor is like just getting nominated. And you know, everyone's wants to be nominated, and the whole point is everyone who gets nominated, regardless of who wins, they get exposure. You get nominated at 35 subs, wicked. Doesn't matter if I win. I'm honored and I've got some exposure. Some people are coming over to my channel. But what seems to be happening now is, and I think that I kind of started to see this happening in 2017 when I hosted, and it's really prevalent now, is people think of it as like, oh my God, this is a competition and I have to win. And it's like, no, you don't have to win. It's not that big a deal. It's a big deal to be like nominated and be on it, but it's not that big a deal to win, because all it means is you get to nominate the next 5. You know, you don't gain anything else over everyone else who's been nominated. You all get the same exposure and you all get the same, you know, chance for people to see your channel. So I kind of wish that competitive side would just chill the fuck out a bit, and that's where all these like all this madness of fake profiles and fake votes and people asking, like, you know, all these, you see, like I know Scott's like said now you have to have a 3-month-old channel to vote, because there's loads of users that look like they've literally just been created and they're voting. And it's like, you're not taking it that seriously, that all, you know, come on.
No, I saw the month that I was voted and won this year that I was up against someone, and a lot of fake votes were going to someone else. It didn't bother me. The nomination was enough, but you could see all the channels were created on the same day, and one of the other nominees came to me. They were quite a small channel at the time, and they said, "This isn't right. Someone needs to tell Scott." And I said, "I'm sure Scott's well aware, but I'll pass on your message."
Yeah.
And Scott said, "Yeah, I'm well aware." And it goes on every year, and the hosts pass it on from one host to the next, that they do delete those comments out. So
yeah, the fake vote thing is, I mean, they could go one further. That no, it's too far. Really. You must have a channel of your own with content to vote.
No, you can't alienate the community.
That's the alienating viewers, then, isn't it? You know, so it's too far, then, isn't it? So it's really difficult for whoever's running YouTube of the month to weed them out, because it just takes ages and time. I think this 3-month thing is probably a good rule, actually. But I'm sure there are fake accounts that have been there for months and months and months, so it's not going to work, really. But what can he do? He's trying his best, I guess, isn't he?
You know, originally when I was nominated, you know, because the thing is, I do have a competitive nature, but I also stick to a strict moral and integrity code for myself. And, you know, I was thinking, oh, okay, I'm going to do all this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But then I thought to myself, that takes away the love and the genuine side of this community, right? We're just here to express our nostalgia and love for the hobby. So it's not right to taint it with, you know, narcissism or feelings of trying to be better than someone else. It takes away the fun from it. And I don't know. I think at this point, maybe perhaps the community needs to create some type of organization with, like, you know, a charter of procedures and rules for how to go with this going forward. Or I don't know. It's developed into such a huge thing that you kind of do need to have somebody who kind of chairs over this type of thing now. Otherwise, I think this cringe will just continue. I don't know.
Oh, it will continue. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's just going to carry on, isn't it? And
it just means everyone's going to be creating accounts now that they can start voting in 3 months' time.
They're just commenting in the comments here that Hulk Hogan and Sarah Connor left the vote last year.
Yeah. I mean, for the small channels, the nomination is enough to get recognition. I mean, people that are going to win YouTube of the Year are going to be around 1,000 or near to 1,000 subscribers normally, and you don't get mass amounts of subscriber difference. I mean, I think Scott went from just under 1,000 to 1,500 now. For ad revenue, he's not going to get a lot of difference between that, is he? So I don't know what the driving force is to be YouTube of the Year. It's not monetary, is it? So I don't understand.
I think probably it is that getting 1,000 subs is a special moment for any channel. Even if you've got 10, 20, 30,000, whatever, that first 1,000, it's a barrier that when you cross it, that's the biggest accomplishment for me.
But isn't every channel that's wins YouTube of the Year is almost at 1,000, if not just over 1,000 by then?
But you've got to be under 1,000 now, haven't you? So to be YouTube of the month.
Yeah, I think I was like 500 when I won YouTube of the Year.
But to get over that, especially if you're so close to it, if you're like 700, 800, it's touching distance, isn't it? And that competition might just get you over it. Once you're over it, everything's the same, of course, but it's just a little nice thing to.
Oh yeah. It's a nice milestone. I mean, for me, my first 100 subscribers was my milestone. It's just like now I'm not talking to myself.
Same as me. 100 was mine.
Yeah.
I think that was way bigger than 1,000 for me, because when I started, that was like my dream goal was 100. So when I got there, I was like, oh my god, it's happened. You know.
So do you think you'd ever get 1,000 when you got 100?
No way. Like
You
when I
know?
got 100, I was like, wow, like, you know, realistically, I was looking at channels like, you know, like people like Raz and stuff, and thought maybe in a few years I can sit around that level at like 300. Maybe. That was kind of my thinking.
Yeah, for me, 100 subscribers was definitely my goal. And I thought that it would take me a while to reach 100, but when you finally reach 100, the emptiness fades away, right? Like you feel like, okay, people, you have relationships, you have people watching, you can share your happiness for the hobby to at least 100 people, right? It doesn't take away. You no longer feel like you're just showing your things to kind of nobody watching. That's the again, it removes the emptiness away.
Because every channel started at 0 subs. You know, whether you've got 100 subs now or you've got 100,000 or 1,000,000, it all started at 0. So that's, I think, what everyone's got to remember.
I think for me, hitting 100 was okay. There's 100 people that want to watch what I'm doing. I'm not doing it to myself, and no one's watching me. So that was for me. That was the goal.
But channel growth's weird, really. It took, I don't know how long it took me to get to 1,000, but I remember the growth between 1 and 2 was really quick. It was like 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know why. I don't know why. And then between 2 and 3, it took about 2 or 3 months then. But from 1,000 to 2, for some reason, whether just a few videos just clicked or something, I don't know. It just went straight up. I couldn't believe it. I actually thought it was going up that quickly. I thought, oh, fucking hell, what's going on here? You know, but I know Pete's had exponential growth after some of your big hitting vids. I mean, you made, was it your DOS top end?
That DOS vid was my first really big one, although it is terrible video, really terrible video. But that took me from like 500 to 1,000 really quickly, and that was after about 2 years, and then it went to 2,000 in like 2-3 weeks. Yeah, that was insane. That was like, fucking hell, what is happening?
I have to do a few more of them, you thought?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I've never really been like a response to a video succeeding kind of person.
No, but if it succeeds and you enjoy making it,
yeah, of course. But if it fails and I enjoy making it, then I'd still do it. You know,
like a double bonus for you, though, in a way.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a lottery, man. It's just like YouTube decided to promote that video. It's just luck, isn't it?
Oh, it's weird. Well, I had it on Instagram. I messaged you, didn't I?
Yeah.
2 months ago, maybe. For some reason, I just had a picture of like me trainer collection on some shelves. It's nothing to do with the hashtags or anything like that. It's all about the algorithm and Instagram. And well, how many likes has it got now? I haven't checked for a bit. Let's have a look. A few weeks back. This is not how many people have seen the photo. It's only a photograph. This is how many people have pressed the thumbs up video on Instagram. 4,961. It's a thumbs up. And I don't know if people have seen it. You can go in and have a look at all that, but I'm not bothered. But it's just crazy. And my normal thumbs up or likes on Instagram is between 50 and 200. So it's just bizarre that this one just went, you know, and there's no reason for it. There's no reason for it.
That DOS video of mine that you mentioned has got 1,600 dislikes.
How many likes though, Pete? It's probably got loads, doesn't it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, the videos I put out, I typically sit 80 to 100 views, and that's fine with me. But I had some footage on my phone from personal stuff. I've got a personal YouTube account that I just chuck videos on for family to. And I had a firework display. I've taken the Edinburgh tattoo, put it on there, no hashtags, just a title, and it got 500 views in a day. And it's like, how? I don't understand.
It's
weird, isn't it?
It's a weird one. You know, it's a nice bonus. I mean, I have to turn my notifications off on my phone now with that Instagram thing because it was going ping ping, pissing me off. Don't get anything for it. Like it's just you just see a number on the screen. Yeah, it's not monetized or anything like that. I think Pedro was saying he believes in freedom of speech.
Oh, he's off on one, isn't he? He's been saying it for.
Yeah, but the thing is, Pedro, you've limited your own freedom of speech by not coming on.
Well, I'm probably going to be wrapping up soon, so I just wanted to see if Pete's got anything in the works for next year. Any documentaries you're planning or thinking of doing, or no?
Well, there's always stuff I'm thinking of, but lately I've been really not feeling it, so I've been really lazy for the last few months. You probably know, well, maybe people notice the only videos I put out like really quick, like 5-minute videos that I can kind of knock out in a day, you know. But today I was like, yesterday and today I've been writing a video, so I'm kind of feeling back into it a bit. So I had this. I don't really have any like documentary stuff, but I was kind of just thinking about doing some. But it's kind of like working out who you can talk to. So start of this year, I spoke to John Hare from Sensible Software.
Wow,
so I've got like 3 hours of footage from a Zoom conversation with him.
Awesome.
But I've been waiting all year because ever since February, I've been trying to talk to Stu Cambridge. Every month he's like, "Oh, sorry, next month." And now it's like it's been a whole year, so I think I'm just going to fuck it off and just go and make it with the John Hare footage and make like a, like a developer spotlight on Sensible Software's games.
Has Stu been too busy, or do you think?
I don't know. I guess he's busy.
I know he's like launched his design droid business and stuff last past, so maybe he's just too busy. Do you think? With that?
He could well be.
But then he could have mentioned that in your interview, you see.
Yeah, no, well, of course, I'll plug that. I know John probably spoke to me because he wants to plug the new Sensible Soccer or whatever.
Sociable Soccer, is it still?
Yeah, that's it, Sociable Soccer. But I don't know. I'm just kind of like floating along at the moment and not really putting pressure on myself. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself in 2020 and took on some big projects and that kind of. After doing the Monkey Island and the GoldenEye thing, I kind of was a bit burnt out, and I'm just kind of coasting at the moment. But we'll see what happens.
That was mega hardcore editing and putting all.
Yeah, that was like a lot of work for a hobby. Like, I'd work 9 to 5, and then I'd come home and I'd work for like 7 or 8 hours in the evening.
Wow,
it's too much really.
And that was like for like probably like at least 3 weeks, like cramming in at the end. It was just a bit much. So,
did you write a lot of scripting for that, or?
I script everything unless I'm on camera. So, I mean, it's just
especially that video. It was very, very, very long. I think you couldn't do it without a script, could you?
Oh no! It's no. Kind of documentary style stuff you need to, but like all my stuff where I'm voiceovering is pretty much all. I'll write it out. And I'm reading from my script. But I don't like scripting stuff on camera. I find that's very fake. Like if I'm on camera, I just want to talk to the camera,
Yeah, that's something I've been looking to get into next year, or do with my channel next year, is do game reviews. So obviously you've got to script it, but I don't want to stand there or sit there reading off a script. So something that I've been thinking about, because I just want to move away from just doing the pickup videos and stuff like that all the time, because you just feel like I need to buy rubbish to show rubbish, and I just want to start moving away from that.
Yeah,
well, you get bored of it really, and that's why I stopped doing vids really, because my whole channel was based on trainer unboxings. Now they're all the same really, different thing in the box.
Yeah,
but the format of every video is the same, and I wasn't enjoying making the videos anymore, really. So I just stopped. Couldn't be bothered. Wasn't looking forward to it.
No, and I was sort of justifying it to myself that yes, I've picked up Disney Princess on the DS. I've got a little girl that she's 3. She might want to play that one day, and it'll go into the games collection, and the kids can play it. But by the time she's old enough to play Disney Princess, she's not going to want to play on the DS. She's going to play on the next thing. So I'm just buying this rubbish and it's just going to sit there and do nothing. So
Yeah.
I want to move away from that and sort of buy more of the meaningful games I want to buy and I'll be interested in playing. So rather than picking up a couple of 20, 30 quid of rubbish, I want to spend £300 and buy Terranigma and do a review on Terranigma.
I think
Awesome. Yeah.
I think less is more, as we said earlier.
Yeah.
Because I know, Pete, that must have been hard for you because you had a complete Dreamcast collection at one point.
Yeah, I did. I mean, my collection was 3 or 4 times bigger, at least when early YouTube. But I got to the same point as you, Stephen. Was like, I don't really want to buy so much stuff. I bought a lot of the stuff I wanted. I don't want to buy crap. So that's why I started doing more of that other stuff. So I didn't have to rely on pickups, I think it's very difficult and expensive to just rely on pickups unless you only want to make videos occasionally. Like if you maybe say you want to make 1 video a month, but because I enjoy the actual process of making videos, I want to just, have something I can constantly do without costing me money, And like you said, reviews and stuff, like you don't even have to buy the game. You just can review it from a fucking Everdrive or whatever,
Pedro's in the comments. He said no. He said no link. He must have missed the link you put earlier on, Steve.
I'm wrapping up now anyway, so
I know.
Yeah.
He's had his chance.
So yeah, that's one thing I want to get into, sort of doing some game reviews, but more onto meaningful games, which is why I've picked up Shin Megami Tensei, and I've got Ease 9 coming as well at Christmas. So I've got a couple of RPGs coming, and then because I promised everyone this year that I was going to do YouTube Star and a Mario Kart again next year, so I've got to run that in January. So that gives everyone a chance to play that through to April, and it's sort of free content. Everyone does their lap times, and I just edit them all together. So I thought everyone else is making content for me, really. So it's nice and easy videos to bang out. But yeah, that's what I want to move more into. So I'm just trying in my head of how to start writing videos, really. So
you got the right man. You got the right man next to you on the top row there.
Yeah.
Not being serious, you have.
Yeah. I mean, I know Pete's very good in the community and does intros for people and stuff like that. But I don't like to ask and use people, so I don't.
No, I'm not saying you write.
Oh, mate.
No, I'm not asking him to write a script.
You ask me. You can ask me. Anyone can ask me for anything. I'm not saying that. I'm sure you're perfectly capable of writing a script without asking me. But as far as intros and other shit go, if anybody wants one, they can message me, and if I want to say no, awesome. I'll say no.
That's awesome.
I've done probably 60 channel banners for people, and I've probably done like at least 100 intros for people in the community. So it's fun, man. It's fun.
No, I've seen a few, and I really enjoy the ones you've done. But it's something I want to try and learn myself, so I try and do my own. But
good on you.
I'm nowhere near your level, but it's something YouTube's about learning, and I look back at my first ever video on here, and it's absolutely terrible. And I'm not saying my videos are perfect now, but I'm learning all the time. So
yeah, it's just practice. Like I didn't know shit all when I started, but I've been doing it 6.5, nearly 7 years now. I'd never made a video. I never made an intro. I just kind of blagged it, and you slowly get better and better. And that's it. And I've got a lot of more learning to do myself. So
yeah, they're really good.
Can I say one thing here? I have to give big respect to Pete, because actually Pete got me involved in video game collecting. Well, it was Pete, Scott, and 2D UK when I was in UK collecting video games. So you 3 guys got me into collecting games, and if you didn't existed, my friend, I wouldn't have been here.
Wow.
So thank you very much.
Maybe I should apologize.
You got into this shit, Pete.
No, that's awesome, man. That is really cool to hear.
Yeah, the amount of people that say 2D UK is one of the first ones they watched in the UK scene.
He's a groomer. He grooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got to be one of the first UK people I watched, and then I think it was Retro Bear and Owl I found not
He's
long after
back
that.
now, Tuesday, isn't he? He's back. He's returned. He's like skinny. Doesn't
half the
drink
man.
anymore. Yeah, half
Yeah.
the man. Yeah, he doesn't drink anymore, and he's not in a conservatory anymore. So I don't know what the fuck's happened.
Yeah, so that's what I'm planning for my channel next year is less pickups but more quality pickups, and try and my hand at a few reviews. I think.
Look forward
See
to
how
that.
works out. See how that works out. But I mean, looking at my first ever pickups video I did, it was here's a game, here's a game, here's a game. I've got better at that now, so I'm not going to say my first review is going to be brilliant out of the gate, but I'll try and work on that. But
Excellent.
I think Billy's got your WhatsApp. If he hasn't, I'll send.
Yeah, I'm sure he has.
Anyway, I think he has. So. Is there anything else anyone wants to say? Sort
Oh, Steve, you've gone. Since that's finally given. Oh no.
Yeah, no, I'm back.
There it is.
No, back.
Don't know what's happening, mate. Take yourself out and put yourself back in again. Sometimes
He looks like old school, like he's got a balaclava on.
like a thumb. No, still look like a thumb.
I think my internet wants to go. So, is there any Christmas messages kicked off?
Just everyone have a good Christmas. That's it.
Peace and love.
Be safe out there, guys. Okay, just make sure if you're drinking a lot, take a ride home, and just be safe out there because sometimes you think you can drive when you've had one, and then when you're driving, it hits you. So, I hope everyone has a safe Christmas.
Nice.
Good advice.
Good. I just want to say, be safe out there. Spend some
what's
time
he
with
gonna
some loved
say?
ones if you can. Am I there?
What?
No. I'll type it in the comments.
Thanks so much for having me, Steve.
Yeah, I appreciate you for letting me on, Steve. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Yeah, take care, guys.
Interesting. Am I still there? Thank you very much, guys.